welcome to the Blockheads show. We're joined here today with what's his name again?
HoustonProductions1 from HoustonProductions1
from
HoustonProductions1.
Yeah, the guy from Houston Productions. Yeah,
I'm from the land of Houston
hello.
Productions1. Yes, I'm Houston, and that is my real name.
It is indeed, and it's quite an honor to have him. This is our first guest. This should be interesting. Our first three-way Blockheads. We've been wanting to have a three-way for a while.
Yeah.
Never really gotten around to it.
Oh man.
But
One way of putting
Alex finally agreed.
I was a little skittish at first, but
skittish,
but now I'm all in.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Once I got past the hesitancy, I learned to enjoy it. It was quite
exactly
good. So far.
Of course.
So far, so good.
There's a lot of good to be found in it. A lot of enjoyment. Really adds a whole new dimension. You know?
When I was listening to the podcast to begin with, like y'all's first two episodes and everything, I had pictured Jonathan having the voice of Alex and Alex having the voice of Jonathan. And so when I found out who was who, it just kind of blew my mind. And I was like, oh.
It kind of, yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Kind of gets in the way of things.
Oh.
That's a bit, yeah.
So you gave me all the credit for those glorious slurping sounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are my slurping sounns, sir.
Yeah.
You can't take those away. I got to get them trademarked.
The thing about the two voices is that, like, Jonathan's tweets are very cocky and like joking and sarcastic and stuff.
Wait, where are you going with this one, mate? Where are you going with this?
I feel like Alex's voice matches that tone more for some reason. I don't know.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Just start reading out Jonathan's tweets all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, we should just switch Twitter accounts.
Exactly.
We should.
Just make that a thing. We should do that for a day and see if people notice. That'd be great. Oh boy, we should have done that for April Fools.
Yeah.
We missed an opportunity.
Man.
Whatever. We went with something a little better, I think.
Well, you know what? If I was
Marginally.
gonna do a funny prank, it would not be on April Fools. That's for sure. That's all I know.
That's smart. There you go. I did see your video you made, so.
Oh yeah,
on Instagram.
Yeah, I put up a video
saying that
was
wasn't
like
an April
a
Fool's
funny,
prank.
sort of funny Suicide Squad again. It's a masterpiece
It was
thing on
pretty great.
Instagram.
I like
I
like how you actually own Suicide Squad merchandise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you went out of your way to pay for that.
Yeah, I
There's
only have the
something
one
beautiful
shirt.
about
Jacob Suggs from Frame by Frame, he sent me a picture of a shirt the other night that said Academy Award winner in the Suicide Squad font. And I was like, oh my gosh, that would be brilliant. I'm going to buy this. But then
You need to buy that.
it turned out the people who were selling it were sued because they were using both the term Academy Award winner and the font of Suicide Squad without their permission. So,
Wow.
didn't really get a chance to
I didn't
buy
know that would be copyrighted, but okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I guess if you're making money off that, yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
you might want to stay away from that. But that's a bit disappointing. I would want a shirt like that.
I know, right? It'd be amazing.
My only Suicide Squad merchandise is my friend, as a joke, gave me a Pop Funko of the Joker from Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah.
For my birthday. I actually don't know where that is right now. I think I burned it, but.
That's what I was
made a
going to do
video
with the
about
Trump
it.
Funko.
Oh, you're right. Oh, I should have done that.
Wait, they have a Trump Funko?
Okay. Yeah, I have a Trump Funko as well.
They had they called it Campaign Trail 2016 or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had
Trump, Bernie, and Hillary.
and Bernie. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I have the Trump one. I've got it over here sitting on my shelf.
Oh wow.
I've got that one. I've got I have Anna Kendrick, and I also have Kenny from South Park. Just because I thought it looked cool.
Anna Kendrick, a character in particular, or is it just the Anna Kendrick?
Yeah, no. Well, I say Anna Kendrick. It's really her character from Pitch Perfect.
Oh,
I think Becca, something like that.
That makes me think. That makes me think of this video I was watching last night about This was so funny. I saw this like 3 years ago, and then I remembered it last night. It was one of those videos where I just suddenly remembered it and was like, "Oh my gosh, that was like my life!" And
those are the best videos.
I
grapefruit?
looked it up,
Grapefruit
and it's called Pitch Perfect.
Alex, no.
It's called Pitch Perfect 237.
Okay.
And basically, it's this like 10-minute long satirical video in which the creator of the video basically looks and reads between the lines and tries to find these absurd connections between Pitch Perfect and Anna Kendrick and 9/11 to prove that like the movie is actually giving secret subliminal messages about 9/11, and Anna Kendrick is like a master of, you know, hidden messages, and she's the next Hitler or whatever. and it is
no.
freaking brilliant with how hilarious it is.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's great.
I'll check that out.
Maybe it'll
That
change
sounds
Jonathan's
amazing.
mind. Oh my gosh.
Maybe so. Maybe it'll change me. Maybe it'll flip my whole belief system, and I'll start hating Anna Kendrick and loving J.K. Rowling. You never know.
Okay, let's be honest here, Jonathan. If you found out that Anna Kendrick constructed subliminal messages to 9/11, I think you'd love her even more.
That's true. That's very true.
At a point there. Yeah, I'd probably I'd develop a new obsession with her actually.
Because as
Just
we
for that reason
know,
alone.
jet fuel cannot melt steel beams.
No, it can't. I'm glad you said that. Now people can select that little soundbite of you saying that and take it out of context.
Yep.
That's great.
Jet fuel
That's the
can't
great
melt
thing
steel
about this show.
memes.
is you
Have
never
y'all
know.
heard about my city and my bridge that's just collapsed yesterday?
Georgia. Oh,
I
yeah,
did
you've been
hear about a
retweeting
bridge
about it, yeah.
collapse.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh. I didn't know that by
I-85
you.
is the biggest highway in Atlanta where everyone gets to work and everything. And yesterday, a huge fire suddenly started underneath the bridge and literally melted the concrete so that the bridge just collapsed.
Jesus.
So now no one has a way to get to work. But so essentially, what they've found is that they've arrested this guy who's a homeless guy who started the fire with all these explosives and stuff. I don't know if they were explosives or like...
It was a homeless guy?
Yeah. And, well,
Wow.
my dad's theory was that there's a lot of homeless people who live under that bridge. And his guess was maybe they were told to leave and then they got mad and tried to burn the bridge
got
down.
Blew it up.
But either way, like, this
If
wasn't
no one
like
can
an
live here,
accident.
no one
because,
will.
Like...
I messed that up.
the type of fire the type of fire that this was required like constant maintaining. Like you had to keep adding fuel to the fire for it to get this big.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an accident. So it was insane. It was crazy.
Is it a coincidence
great.
that like just a few days ago they also released new pictures of the 9/11 Pentagon?
Uh-oh.
You know, a supposed explosion or impact.
I
site.
think
didn't actually-
that's Anna Kendrick is behind all of this. If you,
I think
really
she-
read
Maybe
it.
that homeless person was Anna Kendrick actually. She was
I
the
would-
same
I
person
would-
that
I
she
think I would easily
orchestrated the
believe that
entirety
Anna
of
Kendrick
9/11.
might become homeless at some point or another.
Method
Yeah.
acting.
Yeah. It's possible. I mean, she hasn't been in anything in quite a while. I know she'll be in Pitch Perfect 3.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that will be a trailer I'm going to animate in Lego. And believe me, the entire cast is going to see that.
That
So
will
it's gonna
be
great.
a trailer that, that will be a movie that will be dominated by Star Wars because it's coming out literally a week after
It
Last
will.
Jedi.
Ooh.
That means, hopefully that means we'll get the trailer soon. That and Star Wars because
Yeah,
I mean,
please.
it comes out in December.
What
Hopefully,
if
it should
Star
be
Wars like
not
doesn't
too long.
release a single trailer for this movie? I
That'd
think
be
that
nuts.
would be pretty
I'd love
mind-blowing.
that.
You know?
I'd actually be okay with that. I mean, yeah, that'd be fine.
I mean, the
actually didn't
problem is
even
like you can't not see anything because obviously they have to do merchandising for the movie and stuff. Like we've
Right.
already seen some T-shirts with promo art or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I wonder if it would make more or less money if you didn't do any promotional campaign. You know,
Oh man, I don't know.
You know,
It'd probably still get around the same because it's Star Wars and everyone's gonna go see it.
right.
But you
Well,
wouldn't
and
get as many
But I
I'm
think that'd be
imagining like
interesting.
this like Pokemon Go level
Yeah.
like fad,
Well,
like you
but
know,
Alex, we don't want the
gigantic
normies
thing
to
where
go see
everyone
it.
goes to see it because they don't know what it's gonna be. You know, that'd be amazing.
But Jonathan, the normies are the ones that made Star Wars make like $2 billion in the box office. You can't just make that kind of money off of nerds alone.
It probably could with merchandising and stuff put together.
Yeah.
Well,
They
I'm
could
talking
probably
about
do it.
box office here. They don't have the
Box
numbers.
office, yeah. I guess so. That's the whole thing about films. I guess you want to just bring in the normie crowd if you can, with marketing and stuff.
Right.
Get off my board!
I just remember when Episode 7 and Rogue One came out, I only saw like one trailer for each of those. Like I tried to
Yeah.
go into the films knowing as little as possible.
Yeah.
Because like I think that makes the experience better, and I think it did.
Well, and that's the funny
But
thing
still.
is when I think back about movies that are like some of the movies that have really been my favorites recently. So like 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I talk about like in
I
every
have
video.
not seen that, but yeah, you said it's good.
Sing Street, which I also talk about in like every video now. And then
Yeah.
those two I'm thinking of a lot. Secret Life of Walter Mitty I'm also thinking of. But lots of my favorite movies, like the ones that I really hold really dearly, are ones
Yeah.
that I never saw any promotional campaign for. and I just walked in and saw it. So it's kind of, yeah, I think maybe sometimes it helps,
thing.
you know?
Yeah, I think it could probably help.
Especially with 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was a thriller. So you're on the edge of your seat.
Well, I've never seen 10 Cloverfield Lane.
It's so good.
But I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've also heard really good things about Sing Street. But
so good.
I've also that's supposed to be like a really underrated film, isn't it?
It's really underrated. Well, you know, like actually the
Like,
reviews are really
overshadowed
good
by, like,
in terms of like
La
the
La
people
Land.
who have seen it gave it really good reviews. But
yeah,
it just hasn't
I
been
just mean,
seen
like,
by
it
many
doesn't get
people
as
at
much
all. That's
attention.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'd want to see it. And I've seen Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I saw that like probably 2 years ago. I honestly don't remember that much because we watched it in class, and I remember at the time I didn't like it. But I feel like if I went back and watched it, I'd probably appreciate it more.
Yeah, it really bugs me when teachers show movies in class, especially when like I'm homeschooled, so I don't have this problem. But
okay, well, then why are you complaining?
Yeah,
yeah. When your teacher
because
shows
I
you
feel for my friends. My
understand.
friends will come home and they'll be like, we watched this movie that you really like over the span of 4 days in class. And I'm like, that's not the way to watch that movie. That's disrespecting what?
Well,
Blasphemy.
For me it's like, well, I mean, a lot of my teachers are pretty lazy, so we'll watch movies quite frequently in class.
Yeah.
And with my school, we've got block schedule, so it's like each period is 90 minutes, which usually gives us enough time to watch most of the movie. And I remember, like, last year I saw a ton of movies in class. I saw Inside Out for the first time at school. I saw Forrest Gump for the first time at school.
That must have been awkward.
I'm surprised he showed us
got
that
some
at
nudity
school.
and stuff. I mean, man.
I know. I'm surprised he showed it to us. He didn't take out anything, mind you. Like, he just left everything, and he's like, all right, guys, we're going to watch Forrest Gump because we're learning about the Vietnam War, and it kind of ties into that.
Kind of sort of ties into that, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. I think he didn't really have anything planned for us, and he's like, yeah, just throw on this. It's fine. But I'm not complaining. Took time out of class.
Let's watch The Avengers, because we're learning about the history of the city of New York.
We did watch, we watched Man of Steel in that class as well. I don't remember
He was
why.
like, do you want to get some education on sepia tones and big CGI punch fests? Well, I've got the movie for you.
That movie was not good. God. Oh, God. But, you know, so I'm trying to think of other movies that are coming out. I guess, have you seen the It trailer?
I have. We were talking about that off the air, if you will, before this started. And
in the green room.
Yeah,
in the green room,
Yeah,
of course.
fun
In the
fact,
green room we've got here in Guam.
Yeah, in Guam. No,
You know?
yeah, it's not like, you know.
That's an important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the.
I forgot to note that we had to fly Houston out here to Guam to record.
It was
yeah, no,
not
it's a
cheap.
really nice location out here. Like, I was surprised. I thought
Yeah.
of Guam as like this third world country where I would just have to come and
Yeah.
like deal
No,
with
you're
the
wrong.
diseases I might get. But this is like really luxurious. I mean,
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
really nice
Oh, yeah.
place. Yeah, it's
I'm
really
The US
enjoying
military
myself
keeps
here.
keeps us in tip-top shape out here, you know?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Martial
listen,
law.
if you trust in your government and you let them provide every need you could possibly want, you'll be fine. You don't need to. You don't
Exactly.
need to do
See
anything.
what? See, Trump is a good
communism.
person. He's great. Wait, what was that, Alex?
That sounds like communism to me.
I'm telling you.
Whoa! Those dirty commies.
I'm telling you. Well, but Guam is different here. Guam is a peaceful place. Guam is
Yes,
a.
It is a
Guam
peaceful
is
place.
A place of
peaceful-
You'll
love
get
and
the
compassion.
occasional. You'll get the occasional helicopter noise or a tank rumbling by.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe even a guy trying to, crawl in your window through a tree, like we've had multiple times, right, Alex?
Yeah, we had to get like, look, you know, have you seen like those little spikes that some stores put on top of signs, so that like
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't have rodents in them or birds?
Yeah, we had to
Yeah.
get
We basically
those.
had to do that with our windows, you know, so that
Yeah,
I
except
mean,
instead of
wondering
spikes,
what
they're
this was
actually.
for.
tried
I
to,
was like,
jump
what is
into our
this?
window.
Yeah.
Except instead of spikes, they're actually just heroin needles, though.
Yeah,
So it
well,
keeps
I
them
mean,
away
yeah,
from-
so it's a double whammy. We're playing the long game here. This heroin.
I mean,
it's a
when I
used
look at
heroin
these
needle.
windows, it seems like you've put these spikes to some pretty good use. There's some fresh blood on several of these, so I
yeah.
don't know.
Yes. Well, when we get bored, we walk over and just cram our arm down on them and just,
Yeah,
just
so
get some of that good flowing.
Yeah.
So as along with
Gotta
you
get
know
our
giving
fix.
them the little pinprick, we also give them AIDS. So we're playing the long game here.
Yeah, that's the thing. We both have AIDS, so it's like we go ahead and infect the needle. So if anyone tries to get in, like, boom, you got AIDS.
Brilliant.
You got
Joke's
wrecked,
on you.
kiddo.
In a
Say
way,
goodbye to your immune
you've got
system.
April Fools all year round, except you could
That
die
is
from
real.
this April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Just a prank, bro.
Just a prank, bro. Oh God.
But so back to the It trailer that we were talking about.
Yes, yeah. We kind of got off on a tangent there, but we just had to explain that we are all together in the room.
Yes.
We're all touching each other's faces, as you do.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
We got like a
Anyway,
little triangle.
so It
thing
trailer.
Yeah.
I thought it was actually pretty well done, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, I had been thinking it was going to be really bad, but then the editing and the cinematography and kind of just the tone of the first half of it I thought were really good. The second half, it's a little more schlocky, like just kind of dumb, but the first half I thought was really well executed.
I think the end where he like came out of the water and stuff, I thought that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But
he was kind of like ragdolling around.
Yeah, I thought that was. I was like, oh God, if that's how the movie's gonna, which I don't think it's gonna be like that, but that would be bad.
Well, and see, the thing about so many horror movies today is that they are not very subtle at all. Like they just have giant monsters just come and like wreak havoc and whatever. And that's what he's doing in that last scene. It's not very subtle. But the thing about it, I haven't actually seen it, but the thing about the movie, from what I know of it, is that it's very subtle and kind of creepy because you're just seeing him, doing like normal things, but it's creepy. Yeah. And I think
very
that's like what makes a lot of things good. It's like with 10 Cloverfield Lane, that movie doesn't have very much that's like on the nose until the very end, which gets more kind of action movie. It doesn't have very much that's on the nose like horror. It's more of like unspoken creepy tension based on like the subtext of the stuff,
Right.
And that's what I think makes it so good is because of that kind of subtlety,
Yeah, I hope that's what they go for in this movie. I know, like I said, I haven't seen the first movie, but I've heard there's like a lot of comedy bits in that one. Yeah. I don't think they're going to do that for this one. I think they're going for a much darker tone for the reboot, and I'm actually okay with that.
Well,
we
it
don't
looks
want
a
like
little
a
Stranger Things-ish to me, too, which I kind of like,
Yeah, they're cashing in on that.
just a little bit. I think it looks pretty good, but...
Yeah.
Fairly solid.
I don't know like any of the cast though.
Well, one of the supporting cast is Mike from Stranger Things, so now they are really cashing in.
Which Jonathan has openly disgraced on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Wait, Stranger Things?
Yeah, didn't you?
Wait, what did I say about Stranger Things?
At some point, you said something to the extent of, it was Stranger Things is way overrated, and then you strapped on your bulletproof vest.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I think I remember having this conversation with you at one point, and then you said you hadn't watched it, so...
I haven't watched it. Yeah, I shouldn't say too much on it, but I do think, like, people talk about it so much, I feel like if I tried to watch it, like, my expectations are so high at this point that they'd probably go down a few pegs. That's what I meant.
Well, see, that is the problem with, like, this hype that comes around things is, the reason Stranger Things was so good from the start was that no one expected it to be good. Like, it didn't have that big of a marketing campaign. Nobody really was talking about it until it was released. But then when it was released, people realized it was amazing because it was like this hidden gem. And you were like, oh, I found something that no one else knows about. But now with like season 2, I wonder if it'll be that way because now everyone knows about it, like the whole world, So
yeah, that's true.
I just hope it's that's good, despite the hype.
It should be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I want to just make some people mad with that tweet because most of my tweets are just exaggerated for a lay comedic effect, as I like to say.
If you will.
Are you channeling the Rage Comics memes that that went out of style like 3 years ago?
That's why I did it, you silly goose. But yeah.
Your meme levels are too low. You're reaching.
My meme levels are my meme levels are so ironic you can't tell if I'm being serious about it or not.
Ever heard of irony, bro?
Whoa, self-aware. But how's your meme game doing, Houston? By the way.
Yeah.
How's my meme game doing? I try to. Now that I've gained all these subscribers on YouTube, which we may talk about at some point. I've gained like 9,000 in the past.
You're gaining faster than any YouTuber I've personally known.
Yeah.
I am surprised.
Now that I've done that, I'm going more and more. I'm like, maybe I need to be a little more professional and like maintain my reputation a little bit more.
So
on Twitter. Yeah. But also, yes, I have a good time with memes. I like photoshopping things and making them look dumb and whatever. And I like it when someone makes a meme of me because it makes me feel like a real YouTuber.
It makes you feel warm and fuzzy,
Right, yeah. Even if it's making fun of me, I still go, wow, look, a meme of me.
I'm sure we'll get
Whoa,
plenty of fan art, Mimi fan arts now of this
We
episode.
better get some fan art. If anybody's listening to the podcast
Okay, can
right
we?
now, still
Yeah, can
listening,
we please talk
you
about
better make
that?
some fan art of me and Alex and
Because-
Okay,
doing
because-
some things.
Hold up, Jonathan.
Drew and I
Houston's got
have
the
been
maximum
doing
salty levels here.
Blockbusted, right? Me and Drew
Yeah.
have this podcast called Blockbusted that
Really?
I'm sure some
I didn't
people know
that.
about.
Okay.
And we've been doing it for about 2 years now. And the funny thing about us is that we're always sensitive and trying to like create trends and things that would be meme worthy and catchy and stuff, right? Like
You're
we're doing
trying
things
too
that
hard.
like, oh, maybe that's a trend that'll be funny, like a funny running joke in the podcast because we want to have running jokes, right?
Yeah.
So we're always trying to like emulate the success of other podcasters. But
Well,
here comes y'all, and you said you do a podcast for 2 weeks,
3 episodes
and now
in.
you've got like 100 pieces of fan art, and Drew and I are just sitting here watching and
Well,
just going
see, I
insane.
think you guys are trying too hard.
You're
with
forcing the
memes.
meat. You
With me
can't
and
we
Alex,
probably
memes.
are. We almost
memes
certainly
happen
are.
by chance. Every meme happens by accident. It's like, oops,
Right.
Do you
gotta wear
remember
a
when
condom.
Hillary
Meme came
Clinton
out. That's what happens.
Said
Well-
Pokemon go to the polls? No, you
Yeah.
can't do that. You are Hillary Clinton right now. You can't Pokemon go. Stop.
See that
Do
maybe
you think
that's the
someone
fan art
planned
for
on
this
Harambe
week.
being
It's
shot?
me as
No, it just
Hillary
happened.
Clinton trying to convince people that I've got a funny joke, but I really don't.
There we go. That'd be great. But like, kind of like me and Alex have a few running jokes so far with this podcast. We got the incest thing.
Oh, good.
We got the he will not divide us.
Forgot the
which we're
incest
actually going to
one.
talk about
Oh,
later
yes,
on.
Of course,
We
Nia
got-
Walker. Yes.
we have an update.
My B.
And,
Oh.
and yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it. Maybe.
Well, you've also got the
Probably
fact
enough.
that we live in Guam here, but that's.
Oh, yeah,
I feel maybe that's
more
not
like
really a
we put
joking
Guam
matter.
on the map. sir.
You know,
That's more of a
yeah.
meme
We put Guam on the
thesis.
map. Right. And if people notice on Twitter, we are following only like 5 or 6 accounts. Those accounts being me, Alex, Nia Walker, whatever. Guam, Infowars, and Feminist Frequency.
Okay. Infowars and
diverse-
feminist frequency go really well together.
They go really well together. We got to get both ends of the spectrum.
Don't they
you know?
just?
Both very
freaking frogs
reasonable
gay.
ends of the spectrum. Turn the freaking frogs gay.
Dude.
We're going to have Alex Jones on again.
Well, I mean, that's why we got
Enough.
Houston on.
Alex Jones
We
will
reached
be on the
out
show.
to Alex, but I mean,
Yeah, Alex actually recommended we bring Houston on.
Oh.
We were
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Alex Jones, you want to be on our
Yeah.
podcast?" He's like, "No, bring that."
We're very,
that
very
one guy,
close
Houston."
friends personally.
Yeah, you know, we got ties to Infowars. Don't lie to us, Houston.
Oh yeah, it's
Can't
the
cover it up.
truth and nothing but the truth.
you guys play like
Yeah.
racquetball
I mean, you agree
on the
with
weekends,
so many of their
right?
stances. So.
I've seen the pictures, Houston. You guys play racquetball on the weekends. I know it.
Alex beats me all the time because he's so jacked he could nail any one of us. He could
He
take
is.
us right
He
out with
is.
one fist.
He can snap your neck.
I'm telling you, man, what a buff
He's
guy.
He's got so much, what's it
Mass?
called?
Sarcastic rage.
Yeah, that. Well, those definitely. What's it called? I can't. I'm
Muscle?
I'm blanking. What's it called?
Chub?
It starts with a T. He's
Tuberculosis?
got so much. What?
Tuberculosis?
No, that's not it. I can't remember. I'll come back to it later if I can remember it.
If you
but
can remember this
I don't know why I
SAT
can't remember the word. I
vocabulary
know what
word.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good with vocab. But, it's one of my weaknesses, actually. But
Are you thinking of
if I can remember
irony?
it, I can. Yeah. No. He doesn't have a lot of that, but I
Yeah.
forget. Either way, he's a special man that you just can't ignore.
Yeah.
God amongst men.
He definitely is. We're gonna have him on, and we're gonna have Keemstar on.
This
I
is the
actually
point
wanna
of the
reach out to
podcast
Keem now.
where I debate with myself in my mind mentally, and I go, do I want to say what I really think of Alex Jones and be a real authentic jerk and tell people what I really think, or do I want to just keep up the sarcastic charade for the whole thing?
Meme.
Yeah, see, that's what I've got going on my Twitter. Like sometimes I'll see something really stupid, like the thing
PETA?
the thing PETA tweeted yesterday. Yeah, the milk thing. I think
Oh, yeah.
I did tweet about that. I was like, I don't know if I should like actually get enraged about this,
Right.
or if I should just sarcastically blow it off. And I kind of did a kind of in the middle. I put a lot of clapping emojis. I think that counts enough for irony.
Yeah.
But
It's the best of both
gives me
worlds.
some irony points. Yeah. I
Got
just
the
don't
limo
like-
out front. Wow. Hot styles, every shoe, every color. Now, if you're famous, it could be kind of fun. Truly you, but no one else discovers.
Do you actually know these lyrics, or are you just reading them?
Who would have thought that a girl like me could turn out to a superstar?
You get the
You've
best,
got the bestest of
both worlds.
worlds.
Chill it out, take it slow. Then we rock out the show.
Rock out the show!
The best part of this is that our voices probably won't sync up because we're all have a delay from
No,
Skype.
I'll make it sync up just for that portion.
No, he'll make it
Yeah,
sync up.
exactly.
It's gonna be.
What
He
time?
better
We're
make
at,
it
like,
sync
we're
up.
like 25 minutes in or something. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
What are we?
26.
Oh, perfect.
Whoops, wasn't recording. No, I'm
26:40.
kidding.
Okay.
Okay. Where was I? Anyway, sorry, I had to close out of that. But I was gonna say something about Hannah Montana. Yeah, we're gonna get fan art of Alex dressed as Hannah Montana now.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah.
just want to point
No,
that
I
out.
feel
Yeah,
like
like,
I'm the
me,
Billy
like,
Ray
taking
Cyrus
off
of
the
this
wig.
show already, if you will.
Yeah.
Like that one
Yeah.
episode where she's like revealing her identity to whatever the pretty boy guy name was, Chad, I think.
Oh, Chad?
And she like
That's the
takes
most
off her
90s
wig.
pretty boy name
Wait,
I've ever
Chad.
heard.
Is that the guy with the? Hang on, Chad.
He was the
Miley.
guy that was like also famous, but he was
Oh, there
kind
was
of
an
dumb.
also famous guy. Man.
Yeah,
What
and
was
and
his
she
name?
and
Oh wait, that guy. I thought his. Oh.
So
I
he
thought
was
that
like
her brother.
her doppelganger kind of. Oh, wow.
I thought that was her brother.
yeah. No.
Whoops.
Oh, I actually got his name right. Oh wow. All right.
Yeah, I just searched it.
Well,
Why do I
chances
know?
I
are,
thought that was
if
her
you
brother.
if you peg the if you throw an imaginary dart at the dartboard of names from the '90s, Chad is going to be the one you most likely
Yeah,
get.
it's not a hard one to guess.
That is the most likely
course he's got
'90s
next
name.
to like.
He's got that
John
mid
and
2000s
stuff like that.
bowl cut,
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
kind of swept
Just
to
like
the
what I
side.
had like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Whenever I think
no,
of the
but
mid
yours was goofy,
2000s
though.
and like the '90s and stuff,
Mine was better. Yeah, mine was like Toad from Mario Kart. Houston, I don't know if you've seen a picture of what my hair used to be, but it used
Toad.
I might show you afterwards if you're good.
Wow, yeah.
It was like how would you describe it, Alex? What do you think?
The mushroom tip, yeah.
It was like Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's the
kinda
perfect
what it
thing to
looked like.
take inspiration from.
Yeah, I don't know why I got rid of it. Honestly, I think that was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. But, either way, yeah. That's all I have to say on that subject.
I'm just
we should-
scrolling
but
through
I-
Twitter, seeing if there's anything else we're not
We
talking
should
about.
I'm trying to
Probably-
think about.
Talk about like what you do, Houston, because people might not know.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'm
people
just
don't
a
know who we-
floating head talking in a podcast that no one knows who I'm from. Man,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
you
so
know,
like,
Why don't you explain yourself a
Yeah.
little bit?
give us your origin story. Give us your Man of Steel.
Give us
okay,
a
here we go.
backstory,
Here we
yeah.
go. Well, my dad, he always told me not to use my powers, but then when he died, I decided to use my powers. Freaking heck.
God. Frickin' heck, man.
So when I was like 11, I loved The Brick Show, and I loved Michael Hickok's films, and I loved all those Lego YouTubers and stuff. So I decided to start doing Lego reviews. Actually, you know what
Yeah.
is funny is my first video on YouTube was a video of Pokemon cards reviewing them. Fun fact
Alex
about
knows
me
a little bit.
is that my dad actually made a feature film at one point. So
Whoa.
on the set of that feature film, I was obsessed with Pokemon and playing Pokemon cards. So when I was doing that, it kind of inspired me to do videos reviewing Pokemon cards, whatever that means, right? Because I would just show the card to the camera and say, hey, look, this is cool. But so I did that, and then I got into Lego stuff when I was about 11 years old. And so I continued doing Lego stuff for about 4 or 5 years until about 2015-ish.
Okay.
And so I did a lot of stuff. I did brick films a little bit. I did reviews. I did
Yeah.
news. I used to do a lot of
That's one
rants and
thing-
stuff, lists and things.
That's one thing a lot of people might not know about you is that you used to be a brick filmer back in the day.
Back in the
you know?
day.
That's actually
Yeah.
A
that's
Lego
how I
tuber.
first found out about you.
Yeah,
I didn't really know you, but like I saw you around on Instagram
Right,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like it was a Lego version of you. Sig fig, I guess.
My brick film skills aren't the greatest, but I definitely had some moments. What was funny was my I basically just went through phases of brick filming versus not brick filming. I would go, this is so fun, this is so great, and then I would go, oh, but this is also a lot of work, and thus I don't want to do it.
Takes some patience.
But the last brick film series that I did before I kind of stopped was the HP1's The Studio, which was this brick film series that I'm actually still very proud of. I think it turned out really well. That was like basically The Office, but with characters from the HP1 Houston Productions 1 channel in Lego. And that actually is one of the better things I've done, I think, in terms of the Lego stuff that I did.
Really? That's pretty cool.
So
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it was really fun. I made it on my phone,
like it'd be interesting.
Actually, with the iStop Motion app or whatever, right?
Oh, you're one of those.
Right, exactly.
You're one of them.
So it's
you're
not
in a gosh.
greatest, and I totally could have improved it if I'd had the tools that I have now. Like now I have Adobe Premiere and all that, you know.
Yeah.
But that said, I'm still really proud of it. So there's that. After I started to kind of phase out of Lego, I told myself, I'll never phase out of Lego. I'm never going to the dark ages. I'm going to love Lego till I'm 50. And then I really...
I like how you set an age for you.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm 50 now. I gotta stop. That's enough of Lego stuff.
Get your AARP card? Well, that's probably the time to set down the Legos.
But so I
drop the Legos and pick up an AARP
I started to kind of get more into film and movie criticism, and movies in general, which I'd always loved. And much of my reasoning for liking Lego was because of movies to begin with, because you know, they're just a fun way
there
to
are a lot of Lego themes based off of
right,
movies,
exactly. Like
I would think, but yeah.
They're a fun way to
like
express your love for a movie is to build sets about that movie, you know.
Yeah, and then like make plots and storylines.
Exactly, yeah, and making brick films with the characters, obviously. So I started to do more kind of film criticism and talking about movies, and I started Blockbusted, which was the podcast I'm talking about, which is on iTunes. I bet y'all aren't on iTunes. Ha! I've got that!
That's one thing.
Okay.
That's one thing we wanted to ask you.
I was going to start out the podcast with that, but then Jonathan just started going. I was going to ask, Houston, how do we get on
I got the ball
iTunes?
rolling.
And, yeah, we didn't really, that's what we brought you here
ask
for.
him now.
That's it.
Yeah.
Ask him now before he leaves.
How do we get on iTunes?
You've got me tied up in this room in Guam with a blindfold over my head, and that's how you're going to figure out how to get on iTunes. You're just interrogating me.
Yes, because that's the only reason we had you on. Let's be honest. We just want to know how to get on iTunes.
But so,
that's it.
Alex Jones kind of, you know,
once you
he pointed us in your direction. Because he actually learned from you how to get your podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex Jones is big on the iTunes scene.
I'm sure. Is he actually on iTunes?
He seems like the type of person who would listen to intelligent
InfoWars is a podcast.
Radio podcasts like This American Life and etc.
Yeah, I would imagine they probably do have one.
Yeah, probably.
There's one other guy I listen to, Steven Crowder's got. He's on iTunes, and he's not as extreme as Alex Jones, but like they're friends, so I'd imagine they're both on iTunes.
Yeah.
I haven't checked myself. I need to. You know, got to get my fix of InfoWars as I do.
Man. Got to get filled up for the week so you can keep going.
I actually saw a bumper sticker the other day. This one car almost blew us off the road. They just like zoomed past us, and I looked and their bumper sticker said InfoWars.
That
on it.
is the exact type of person I would expect to be driving a car with an InfoWars bumper sticker. Man, I have never heard a story more perfect than that. That's amazing. Yeah. That's going to last me through the rest of the week. I'm just going to be smiling because of that story. That's really good.
That's good. It sums up their audience pretty well.
Any news title that includes InfoWars and Florida Man in the same title is just destined for greatness.
Wait, where does InfoWars broadcast from?
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably New York or LA, I'd imagine.
Is it Texas? Okay, I thought it was Texas.
It seems like a very Texas thing. I mean, if I'm honest here.
Oh wow.
There are a couple. Yeah, that's to be fair.
Dallas. Well, he was born in Dallas. If that helps.
Was he actually?
Yeah, he was.
I gotta look at. Maybe it's a secret location because like people are gonna come shoot him up.
InfoWars.
Where does InfoWars?
Location.
I gotta check.
I'm googling it. Giving it a googs, as the Weekly Planet says. InfoWars studio location revealed. Fitzpatrick Informer. Okay, so apparently it's. Oh wow, they're like it really is a secret location. They're not kidding.
Yeah, no, that's what. Actually, no, like I wasn't kidding. Like there's some.
This whole time I thought you were joking.
No. It sounds like I'm joking, but no. There's this other conservative talk show host that I don't really listen to. My dad does, being the staunch conservative that he is. But there's this one guy. Have you ever heard of Mark Levin?
No.
He's a bit more reasonable than InfoWars. I would prefer him over InfoWars any day, but like he gets a lot of threats and stuff. So like his location where he records has to be secret.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of sad, like they've got to do that. I would imagine the Young Turks has to do the same.
Well, you know what? In searching this, where the location of InfoWars is, I have now stumbled across an article on InfoWars called "The Secret Location of Atlantis Revealed." Top researcher shares his findings on the lost city.
Perfect. You gotta bookmark that
10
one.
out
Come
of 10.
back to that.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be your reading for the weekend.
10 out of 10 news site.
I gotta
Nightly
read
reading.
up. That's my nightly read. Yes.
You know, I mean, yeah.
And then I listen to Alex Jones's soothing vocals as I drift off.
Oh
to
yeah,
sleep
it's better
as well.
than ASMR, man.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
The regressive left
They're putting
is
chemicals
gonna
in the water.
destroy this nation.
You know what would complete me?
What are some other?
What would complete my
don't know
entire
it-
life would be to see
don't know a
Alex
ton of
Jones
Alex-
attempt to do an ASMR video where he gets real close to the mic and he says,
Have you?
"Hi, I'm
Imagine it
I'm
being.
Alex Jones."
I would pay money to listen
I'd
to that. I'm
imagine
not
it
even
be
kidding.
exactly like the Joey's World Tour ASMR,
Yeah,
where it's
Houston,
just
do you know
him
who
eating
Joey's
like
World Tour is?
biscuits. And he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's, like,
Adele and I
sweating
watched that. She's the
everywhere.
one who showed that to me.
you see his tongue and it's just filled with bacteria on it.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, Houston, do you know who Joey's World Tour is?
I've heard of him. I don't know who that is.
You gotta go check it out.
You are
He's
missing
a
out, my
god
good
amongst
man.
men. He is a god amongst men. I would
Now is this
definitely go right-
sarcastic? Gotta go check him out, or is
No,
it real?
No.
No, you have to
Oh, it's
check him
definitely
out.
real. You have
The
to see
food
him.
reviewer.
He's
Oh wow.
he reviews food in his car. The man's a genius. He knows what he's doing.
Revolutionary.
He's a revolutionary content creator if I've ever seen one. Screw guys
Really
like,
pushing the-
what, Filthy
really-
Frank and iDubbbz who put work into their stuff. Who cares? No. It's all
Oh,
about
I've
Joey's
seen
World
this
Tour.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, you're actually looking at.
This guy who like crams all this stuff into his mouth all the time.
Yeah, he's done a few of his videos have kind of become memes. The one where he like tries to eat Nutella and then he like barfs it all up and stuff. He's a good man.
He looks like Andre from Future XM DC Comic Zone. Unfortunately
I don't
for
even know what
him.
that is, but I'll take your word for it. But he looks like a substitute we have sometimes at my school. And I actually pointed that out to my friends, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
Oh, yep. Just
There you go.
Googled it. That looks very similar. Wow, the parallels are uncanny. Huh.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the dude's name?
Future XM DC Comic Zone. He's probably like the worst fanboy to ever exist, honestly.
Oh, what'd you say his name is?
Future XM
X?
DC Comic Zone.
This episode of Blockheads
Oh.
is sponsored by
Future XM
Future
DC Comic Zone and InfoWars.
Oh wait, did we pick up a new sponsor, Alex?
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, InfoWars is like the main one, right?
Yeah. Well, Infowars, Planned Parenthood, and then
We got someone else. I
we're
forgot who we
hoping to
got for
get
episode 2.
sponsored by AdamandEve.com, which is.
Adam and Eve.
I mean, you can look it up. I'm not gonna say it, but if you'd like to go look it up, pay them a little visit.
Put in code
let's
SPICE74 for new offers on our greatest products.
Yeah. Alex knows what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh yeah, he does look like him.
Yeah.
Huh. Was he like a big DC fanboy? it
Yeah,
looks like?
he is one of the worst.
Oh wait,
he-
is he the?
So for one thing, he's an alleged child molester, or not?
Oh,
is it child
great
molester?
Oh
start.
come on, let's.
Is it child molester or is it?
We all
something
make
else?
mistakes.
I'm trying to remember. It's one of those. As well as he is basically he posts DC Comics videos pretty much like 5 times a day, sometimes more.
Okay.
And each one is the same thing. He turns on one of the movies in the background or plays some music, like he plays Heathens from Suicide Squad on his phone, or he plays a clip from Batman v Superman on his TV in the background and just lets that run. And so he's shouting over the TV, which is at full volume, filming on his phone.
Of course.
And the whole video,
I love this man.
every time, is him going, Marvel is for retards and DC is a masterpiece, and I'm just here to tell you the truth, and anyone who thinks differently is an idiot. And I've tried to.
Is he the one?
I've tried. I commented on one of his videos one time, and I said, "Hey, I like some parts of DC's movies too, but it really annoys me how you're mad about everything all the time. And he said, retard Marvel fanboy, get off my side.
That's hilarious. Wait, wasn't he in one of Ralph the Movie Maker's videos?
Yeah.
One time he's the guy. Okay, he's the guy at the end of I think it was his Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like why Suicide Squad sucks. At the end of it, that was like talking over. I'm just a sucker for pain or whatever.
Exactly. He's insane.
Okay, I was making sure that was him. Yeah, I saw that review and I was like, bro, I need to find this guy, and I could never find that guy's channel.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're.
And then Jacob Suggs from Frame by Frame, he tried to do this thing where he said he wanted to see what Andre's reaction would be if he told him he agreed with him about like 99% of stuff but disagreed about a little bit of things. He said so he sent him this message that was very civil, very like well put together, and he said, "Hey, I enjoy your videos, man. I think Batman v Superman is a masterpiece too. So the only thing I kind of disagree with you about is I don't think Suicide Squad is that great or whatever." And he was like, I wonder what his reaction will be. And Andre sends back a message that says, "You retard Marvel fanboy, you suck, you're horrible, you need to get off my side."
I gotta go comment on something. I want to respond.
As well as he also hates the Dark Knight trilogy, and says that the people who like that are idiots as well. The only good DC movies are the ones in the DC extended universe, baby.
Does he say why?
No,
Did
never.
He just say
like you want
so
reasons?
Could he be a troll?
Don't go to Future X MDC Comics.
Do you think he's just a troll?
No, well, I mean, are you asking? Do you think he's faking? Cause
yeah.
No, I don't. Not at all.
Okay. So I don't know if he would go to that extent. If
I
he was
really
faking.
wish
he
was faking, but I truly think he is like mentally unstable. Like, I'm not even kidding about that. Like, for real.
That's what Ralph said in his video. He's like, "This man looks mentally disabled."
Yeah.
Or something like that. I was like, yeah, that's about right. Does he have a Twitter so I can try to get blocked by him?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's
and get blocked by him.
hip enough to
I've
figure
got
out that.
a challenge to be blocked by a few different people on Twitter. J.K. Rowling is one of them. Francesca Ramsey is another. Just people like that. I want to get blocked.
Oh yeah.
I find it funny, but yeah.
Anyway, did you see I got Cool Cat to tweet me back this week?
Yeah, you retweeted that. I thought that was great.
Yeah, cool.
You said something sarcastic, and then he actually believed
you.
And then
yeah. Did y'all see the new video from Daddy Derek, where he announces their new movie?
I didn't see. I know the movie's coming out, but I didn't see the video.
He literally, the video starts and he's in this like effeminate pose, and he's got a Cool Cat like plastic mask over his face. He says, "Hey, I'm Cool Cat, and we're here to announce Cool Cat's new movie." And then he goes, "Ha! Bet I couldn't fool you guys. Where's the real Cool Cat? Cool Cat?" And then there's like a weird, awkward silence. And then suddenly Cool Cat finally bounces in and says, "Hey, Daddy Derek, what's up, man? I can't wait to announce my new groove."
Yo, that's a really good impression.
That is impeccable.
Actually, that sounds like him, dude. that was good. But I've actually never seen the movie. I Hate Everything's review.
Oh, of course.
And that whole drama. That's actually how I found his channel.
Yeah.
Was all that drama. And
I think that's how most of us found his channel.
Yeah, that's when he started to blow up. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I need to actually I need to see the whole thing. I've tried so hard. I have just searched everywhere all over the internet trying to find it. But Daddy Derek has made sure that you can't find it for free anywhere.
Because he'll
He'll pretend
to be a lawyer and pretend to be an entire attorney office just to get your
video taken down.
He
He will go to phenomenal extents. Yeah, it's insane,
dude.
But I don't know if I'm gonna pay for it. Have you seen the whole thing?
No, I've just seen all the reviews of it. I've watched.
Okay.
I've watched the Search for the Worst one from IHE, and I've watched the Your Movie Sucks review of it as well. So
yeah, I've seen that one as well, and I think that one got taken down too, right?
No, none of them are taken down right now, as far as I know.
No, but like back then, he tried to take them down.
Yeah.
I think
you know what's
funny
tried to
take all of them.
Is have y'all seen? I just thought of this. Have y'all seen Daddy Derek's movie called Guns? What is it?
Is it the gun?
Guns for Women?
I haven't.
Guns.
No, I haven't. I haven't. Wait, Alex, have you heard of this?
I can't. Give me the rundown.
So
Houston,
basically,
explain.
Daddy Derek, the funny thing about him, right, is that he's very like, I want to make cool. I'm the nicest guy ever, and I want to make Cool Cat like friends, and bullies are bad, and
self-defense.
But also, he's
Okay.
really insane, and he loves guns, and he has written a fan fiction about male strippers that is a real book.
What?
Yeah. And
Well, that's something we have in common then.
And what was the other thing? I can't remember. He he believes in like some sort of apocalyptic like end time thing, like from the Book of Revelation in the Bible or something. Like takes it to like major extremes on some of his other websites, I think.
So it's like really big.
He's got like all kinds of crazy quirks behind that cute cool cat mask.
The cute cool cat mask. Yeah. I've just heard a little bit about that movie, but it sounds pretty great. I need to check it out.
For women.
I like how it's for women. Like men.
Oh yeah, and it's got a tiny subtitle on the corner of the screen, on the corner of the DVD case that says "and men too."
Oh really? Okay, I was gonna say
he's really drawing in the female audience, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows his demographic. He knows his audience. He's very young.
God.
Oh god.
Just to pull in those delicious honeys, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, every day. You know it.
You know, I'm kind of scared now.
Honey
what if Daddy Derek listens to this and then decides to bully all of our channels?
That'd be great.
Oh,
actually.
you didn't know Daddy Derek? Daddy Derek is a longtime fan of Blockheads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
He and my history teacher.
He and Alex Jones go really well together.
Yes, exactly. Those are two of my favorite people.
You know,
Alex Jones, Daddy Derek.
I get the feeling that if Daddy Derek and Alex Jones met, they would be like best friends. Like, I'm not even kidding about that.
If he's that big into guns, he probably would agree on Alex Jones on a lot of things. He should express his political views more often. Does he himself have a Twitter like that's not the Cool Cat one? Does he have
no,
his
I
own?
think he just hides behind that Cool Cat persona the entire time.
Man. And we don't even know who runs the Cool Cat one. It could be like
no, it's him. It's definitely him.
Works.
He's got all the same mannerisms and everything, and the same kind of egotistical, nature.
That's probably it.
The crazy thing about Derek Savage is that like he's got all these like weird quirks and things that he says, like mannerisms. Like he'll say things like right there, like he'll go, "That's stealing right there." He says that after
right
like
there.
every sentence that he says or whatever. And all these like weird other quirks that he just does all the time, like little ticks, it's just
he's probably disabled a little bit. He's probably not right in the head, honestly, if he's making Cool Cat.
Potentially.
And like spending money to make it as well.
Yeah.
Probably from the Midwest.
The best part is that because he's made a heavy quotation marks feature film, he pretends that he like knows the Hollywood business and stuff. So like
he does. He knows his way around.
That's what happened when he bullied IHE. And, threatened to take it on his channel and everything. He was like, I know people in the business who can get you taken down. I'm a high up in the business or whatever. And yet his videos on his channel are like against a really, really, really poorly keyed green screen.
Pretty sure Tommy Wiseau has more influence in Hollywood than Derek Savage does.
I was gonna
Probably.
Oh god, Tommy Wiseau he's a god amongst men again.
Third time, yeah.
Speaking of which, he's actually he's making a film as well.
Well,
a new one.
Who is?
He's not making the film, but it's
he's in it.
Yeah, no, The Disaster Artist. It's directed by James Franco.
Oh wow.
And,
is it actually?
And Seth Rogen. Yeah, I think so. But
James Franco baffles me because he's a really, 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 really intelligent person. Like, he went to college.
Yeah, his IQ is...
Most
half the
actors
times
don't do that,
he's in
and
Seth
he got a
Rogen
degree
movies.
and stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
Half
like
the time
an
he's like,
insanely intelligent
"Oh,
guy,
yeah."
and yet he always makes these really dumb movies. So I don't really get it. I don't understand.
He's
But
gonna
this
be in that
one-
new movie with Bryan Cranston. So
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna be a winner.
The Disaster Artist. This is based off of Greg Sestero, who plays Mark in The Room. Oh, hi, Mark. Yeah. So Greg Sestero made a book about like his experience meeting Tommy Wiseau, and like just how crazy the guy and how weird he is, right? So they're adapting that into a movie based off the book, and they actually
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's been in production for like the past 2 years, and they just premiered it at South by Southwest, but we haven't even
Get
got
Michael
the trailer for it
Fassbender
yet.
to play him.
Yeah.
Who does James Franco play in it? Do you know?
Oh, he plays Tommy Wiseau. And
my
it is
God.
impeccable. It is impeccable.
That's amazing.
And
gotta
James
look this
Franco,
up, hang on.
actually, his brother plays Greg, or
Oh, wow.
Greg, Mark. So
Oh, so James and Dave, right?
Yeah, James and Dave, and I think Seth Rogen is a co-director and a producer on it.
Okay, so
Oh my God, they actually.
I'm scrolling
This looks
through.
fantastic.
I'm scrolling through my YouTube history just because I'm absentmindedly doing that right now. And I'm looking at some history that I definitely didn't browse, that I believe my sister has been looking at recently, including silicone baby poop explosion in bath.
No, she's gone to the dark
baby
side.
birth at hospital, April Fool's marriage proposal, I'm pregnant cheating prank on boyfriend, and best of all, giant teddy bear scare prank on girlfriend.
Okay, Houston. Okay, this really determines a lot of the reasoning here. How old is your sister?
She is 13.
Okay, well that's
my
kind of
sister is
borderline.
13. My sister is 13. She doesn't watch that cancerous stuff. She does watch cancerous things. She was actually telling me just before I recorded this podcast when I was downstairs trying to feed my dog, because I knew for a fact she wouldn't do it. She was telling me how she's like, oh, Jonathan, guess what videos I've gotten into? I'm like, what? And she's like, oh, I'm really liking vlogs, but not just any vlogs, family vlogs. I'm like,
no.
That's pretty bad. And I actually have a thing against that, because like I was telling her, it's like family, when they just like, you know, they're like
exploiting.
They're living their lives in front of a camera,
right?
Like they're putting their family.
I really get it. I really get heavily annoyed with videos like that. You know, there's the Bertaley channel, right? And I don't want to heavily like make fun of them, because remember their brother passed away last year, which was really, really sad, like a huge tragedy. But at the same time, like all these family vlogs in general, they really annoy me, because there's no work required. I mean, I guess there's the work of editing these things every day. But
that doesn't even count.
But like, just plopping a camera in front of everything you do is just so lazy, and it probably ruins your life for one thing.
It diminishes your relationship you have with your family. I would imagine, if everything you do is on camera. That's what happened to boyfriend versus girlfriend or whatever. Like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like prank versus.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those two.
They had to stop because it was. Yeah, they had to make. I forget what their channel name. You know what I'm talking about. They're a guy and a girl.
Right.
I forget their names, but like they had to actually stop making videos like every day, like what they used to be doing on the vlog channel, because they said it was just destroying their relationship. They can't go on. Like I don't know how you do that. That'd be insane.
Ultimately, like the videos that annoy me the most on YouTube are the videos that require no work and like sort of, you know, just rely on physical attractiveness or looks or personality. Like
that's what I hate so much about Vine and Musical.ly.
I was gonna bring that up. You know, like Musical.ly
especially
literally people stealing other people's stuff and just repurposing it based on how attractive they are. You know, there's no work required in any way.
No, you don't need to have any talent whatsoever. You don't have to put any work forward. You just need to look attractive. That's literally it.
You telling me my girl, what's her name? Baby Ariel? My girl, Baby Ariel, has no talent?
Whom?
Oh, man.
I don't even know who that is. You know, well, if we're talking talent,
younger than I am.
I think we need to.
But you know,
if we're talking about talent, I think we need to mention. Oh God, I think we need to talk about how all those brilliantly those comedic geniuses on the comedians tab on Instagram.
Oh man, love it.
Amanda Cerny, Lele Pons, people like that are just fantastic at what they do.
Pretty much like 80% of YouTube's sort of, you know, like their it crew, they're people who are basically it's defined by, if you're in a YouTube rewind, this is you're part of the crew, you know, like 80%, 85% even of the people in YouTube rewind, I really kind of, I wouldn't say hate. Obviously
despise.
they have,
I would say,
you know, but
despise.
I really am just kind of annoyed by, because more than half of them just exist and are popular because of their physical appearance or the belongings that they have and the tech that they get and the cool unboxings that they do, you know.
Casey Neistat.
Although Casey Neistat has like real talent, like that is he
puts a lot of editing forward.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I think if there's one talent he has, it's definitely editing. I think he's really skilled at that. So he's got more skills than the average person in a YouTube rewind. That's for sure.
I don't like. Yeah, I mean his videos are okay. I'm probably just biased because like I don't really like him as a person. I don't really have a good reason why either.
Is it just because of the Hillary Clinton thing?
Ah,
Yes, no, I hated him before that. Like
he
something
does.
about him just.
I don't dislike him as a person, but just kind of his personality just kind of annoys me.
That's what I mean.
He's so
yeah, it's
just
just irritating.
worldly and like focused on stuff and like tech and stuff, and I don't know. And also like it just feels like he doesn't work a day in his life. You know, he's always just chilling and hanging out, man. Right?
It doesn't look like he's working all the time, but he works all the time. He made a video that like schedules out his entire day and blocks it out, and the man barely has any time for anything. Granted, that's probably changed since he sold his company now. But
to CNN.
To create another mini CNN.
Liberal.
It's supposed to be. But I digress.
Yeah. What would you say? Hang on one second.
Well, Jonathan's gone now.
Yeah, he's exited the portal back to the United States.
Yeah.
I'm recording.
Or instant teleportation.
Is that canon? Do we have an instant teleportation portal back to the United States?
Okay, great. Thanks, man.
Oh wait, no, we just said we flied you down. Well, I mean, yes, of course. It is.
No,
now it is. I mean, how do you think we get here every week? I mean, we've mentioned before the Guam.
I apologize. I'm back.
The Guam residence is
that's going to show up on the
weekend.
recording, by the way, because I didn't stop recording, so that's going to show up. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
good.
We did not stop. Had no intention of stopping.
Anyway, so what were you talking about?
We were talking about the fact that there is a secret teleportation machine in this residence in Guam that allows you to get back to the United States at a close notice.
Well, see, but the only problem with that though is that we can only use it to get you here. We can't use it to get you back.
Right? Yeah. So we're putting you on like a mayor ship.
So I'm stuck
we need
here.
we need you to. We need you to like sleep in the storage place, of a ship on the way back.
So that was why I signed all those forms when you asked me to be on this podcast. I didn't really read any of the fine print.
No, we had to white out all the stuff that may have made you decide against appearing on the podcast. But
there are
because of your iTunes
here in the U.S.
needs.
There's a lot of pirate routes. It's basically Captain Phillips every time we send someone back.
Oh no, I'm really scared now.
Essentially.
Yeah, but it's really cool whenever the guy
film.
says, "I'm the captain now."
I am the captain now.
Aside from that, it gets a little sketchy. There are a lot little known fact. Tons of pirates in the the Southern Pacific.
In the Guami area.
Everywhere. Oh yeah.
Guamian area.
Guamanian.
Don't worry, Houston. We'll give you some harrow needles to take home and use as your defense. Use as a weapon just in case
use them
anyone
up
tries
close
to
or as like
run up on you on the
yeah.
ship.
Yeah. I'm not very experienced with that, but I think I can get the hang of it on
You'll pull it. Just watch some YouTube tutorials. You'll
bind.
They're pretty self-explanatory. But on that note, before we move on to the topics that Instagram wants us to talk about.
Oh wow.
Alex,
the show's barely
Alex,
started yet.
Yeah, no, we're like we usually we've said in the past that we want to do the Instagram topics like before we, like earlier on in the podcast, but that's never really happened, so who knows if that'll ever occur. Either way, Alex, before we move on, do you want to go ahead and explain to our lovely listeners give them the update on He Will Not Divide Us real quick?
Okay, yes. So last time, we had the whole season 4.
Season 4?
4 of He Will Not Divide Us. And we kind of went over it in vague detail.
There wasn't a lot to say.
We didn't have a lot of information. However, there is.
But now we do.
The development, how it went down, is actually impeccable. Of course, this is all coming from the reliable source, the Internet Historian YouTube channel. Highly recommended, by the way.
Keemstar?
It is a good channel.
No.
No.
Internet Historian.
When I think historian, I think Keemstar. He's the type of person.
He is a historian.
That's fair. I can see where you get that.
He is, drama alert, is more reasonable than most news sources in the mainstream media nowadays. So, stands to reason. But, continue.
Yes, okay. So what basically happened is, He Will Not Divide Us publicly announced that, the next location for their flag was on top of this one museum in the middle of Liverpool. And so right away, everyone knew where it was. So that took out half the challenge. But the thing is, this one had 24-hour security installed on it to make sure all the memers wouldn't be able to take
It was
down
on the
flag.
roof of a museum.
It was
Yeah, it was on the
entirely
roof.
Shia LaBeouf, and he was just willing to beat up anyone who came near.
Unfortunately not.
He's probably going to resort to that pretty soon, but
No, he was gonna run out there any
wouldn't
second.
surprise me.
But they had like cameras, they had security hired. So basically, it was on watch 24/7. So 4chan and 8chan, they figured out, they started making some plans. You know, they went back to the drone thing. Maybe they could burn it down with a flamethrower drone. But those guys didn't develop their plans fast enough, unfortunately. What did happen, however, was some two lovely lads that lived in Liverpool. They scaled the building next to the museum, jumped over like a 10-foot gap that would have like dropped into an alleyway.
They're dedicated. You got to give them that.
And they got to
So much
the
like
flag.
Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker when he first experimented with his powers in the classic film
yeah.
Spider-Man from 2001.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Shazam! Yeah.
But better.
And
real.
so they made it onto to the roof of the building. They were immediately noticed by the cameras, so they had little time to begin with. So they discovered that the flagpole was fastened down with zip ties.
Ooh.
They didn't bring any scissors.
I mean, those are professional grade zip ties.
Bit of a
Yeah. So unfortunately,
With a wrench
they
in
weren't
the
able
flame.
to actually take it down. However,
No.
this
But
spooked.
they didn't have
They didn't
to.
have to. This spooked the museum so much that they took it down themselves.
Wow.
So they took it down. They got the flag taken down without them physically taking it down.
Yes.
And I think there's something poetic about that.
That's
Is
very
fantastic.
Truly incredible. There were police.
And
were
they also
called.
got it-
Yeah, it was crazy.
I believe it was less than 24 hours.
They got
as well,
away.
wasn't it?
25 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And then and then they're planning on moving it again, aren't they?
Nothing's confirmed. Shia put out a post on Facebook
Explain.
saying, I think he said he was taking it down, but there's, I think within the next few days, there's like a,
The post was titled, "Welp, he divided us."
yeah. Well, the funny
That'd be
thing
great,
about
okay.
the Liverpool Chronicles is that season 4 is that, it's an American, citizen protesting an American president in the UK with a flag that is, dividing America and the flag with the Atlantic Ocean. So
That's pretty good.
There's something ironic about that. Little known
pretty
fact: there's actually 3 creators behind the "He Will Not Divide Us" exhibit. There's Shia, a British guy, and
And Jaden Smith, right?
and Jaden Smith, no, and a Finnish guy, I believe.
Ooh.
And Liverpool.
Wait a minute, but Jaden Smith plays a role in it, I thought.
No, not really.
I thought he
don't
got
think
it.
so.
He helped get it up in New York, I thought.
Maybe he was there at the conceptual level, but he's not credited anywhere.
Okay.
And so, Liverpool was actually the hometown of the British guy. So now the speculation is going around that they're going to move it to the hometown of the Finnish guy, and that would have like even a lesser chance of being messed with. But there's already people like speculating where it's going to be, and like there's a certain exhibit that's going up in a few days that maybe they're going to go to, and we already got some Finnish lads up in Scandinavia already offered their services to
they're already
troll
getting
them.
ready. They're rallying the troops.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be
And
fantastic.
there's
It's gonna be
actually someone actually wrote a song about "He Will Not Divide Us" season 4, and
Wait, really?
yeah, did you watch the whole video I sent you from Internet Historian?
I didn't. I watched like the...
Will not-
Wait, which
Divide Us.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I did watch part of it to get
The
kind of get the general
the
gist of it,
credits.
but-
It's
Okay, I didn't stay for that long.
it's incredible. It's like
I'm sure it is.
it's a cover of Vampire Weekend by something Vampire Weekend by Punk.
Okay.
So, yeah, that it's some guy on like a ukulele and he's just like yelling.
Yeah.
He's like, "What a bunch of normies! They didn't have scissors." Yeah, it's great.
That's amazing. Oh my god. I'll have to listen to that. But no, this He Will Not Divide Us thing, if this continues, this may have to turn into an actual segment that we
It's
do on
a
the
saga,
show.
really.
It's a saga, yeah. So stay tuned for next episode. We'll probably give you another update on it. We'll just gotta wait and see. But I'm hoping they get it up in Finland, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up those Instagram topics.
I
see what
swear,
we got
I've been
going on, 'cause
scrolling through YouTube for the past 2 minutes or so, and I've been going, wow, this is some big news. This is big news. Wow, this is some big news. And then every time I click it, I go, oh, wait, it's freaking
an
April 1st.
Did you see what? Yeah, I've seen a couple. Did you see what IHE did for his April
Oh,
Fool's
yeah, it
prank?
was pretty good.
That's amazing.
Ralph the
And
Movie
Ralph,
Maker's thing was good, too.
Ralph the movie maker, Ralph the Let's
Ralph the
Player,
Let's
yeah.
Player.
And then I'm trying to think. I haven't really seen a lot of other ones. I know that Alex. I know that Pornhub made one as well. I forget what it was. It was like
Pornhub?
I'm gonna find it. No, that was last year, but that was beautiful.
Pornhub. God.
Who was it? Hey, I gotta find it. It was like, I'm trying to remember. They were talking about, they made a statement. They're like, oh, well, no bother. You don't have to try to share your videos on your social media with your friends and family anymore. Now we just do it automatically for you.
Lovely.
So they were trying to spook people into that. But everyone watches it on incognito anyway, so they got beamed.
Incognito does nothing.
So. I thought wait, what do you mean?
Well, in terms of like,
Jonathan just got very nervous.
What do you mean by that? No.
I mean, like,
I thought
if the FBI or someone really wants to get into your internet history,
Yeah.
incognito mode isn't
Oh
gonna
no,
do
your
anything.
FBI. I mean the FBI. Yeah.
Well, and they say
I thought you
that
meant like
on,
it shows up on your.
when you open it up, I think they say like this doesn't hide your activity from your internet
Yeah,
provider
yeah.
or your whatever. I don't know.
No, I know that.
And now with like the law, I think that, or the bill that was overturned in the Senate recently, that was like the internet service providers can sell off people's internet history without consent.
Oh, right.
So like I'm sure that includes stuff in incognito mode as well, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
still have the data.
Oh, totally.
So.
Because it still counts. Yeah. That's a pretty terrible bill. By
Yeah,
the way,
no.
But,
Well, I mean, no. What it technically was, it was a bill from a few years ago, but it got not overruled, but overturned or something.
Like,
they got rid of
back.
it.
Oh.
They got rid of it now.
Okay.
Yeah, rather the original bill prevented it, but now it got got beamed by the
If
by
you
the,
will.
Got beamed.
by the House of Representatives and the Senate. So
Yeah.
that's scary.
It is a bit spooky.
Anyway,
Gotta
let's
watch
get
out
some
for that.
questions going.
Let's do this.
I got some questions. Here we go. First question: favorite movie that isn't about superheroes?
Ooh.
Let's start with you, Houston.
That's
What do you think?
I mean, on the one hand, it's easy because I like other movies than superhero movies. But on the other hand,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard because that's a big category. Anything that's not a
It
superhero
is.
movie. So,
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
well, my favorite movie of all time, which isn't a superhero movie, is Back to the Future. So I would just go with that.
Oh, really?
It's pretty much my
I didn't
favorite
know
movie ever. I love. I've memorized pretty much the entire film. I love all the dialogue. I love the characters. The actors are so well cast.
Yeah.
The music is amazing. It's just I adore that movie. So yeah.
Go back, Doc.
Yeah. I'm trying to. What about you, Alex?
New Hope.
You have one?
Oh yeah.
New Hope. Yeah, I probably have to say either New Hope or Empire
Yeah,
Strikes Back.
we should really redact that. Let's favorite movie that's not inherently nerdy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Fine.
That gets a little bit more
I don't know.
difficult.
Yeah.
It does.
Does Back to the Future count as inherently nerdy?
I think so.
mean,
I think
haven't
it
seen in a
does.
long
I think it does.
Yeah.
It's been adopted
Yeah,
by nerd culture so much that like
So much.
I think it's still. Yeah, it's good. I'm trying to. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember at the time I really liked Inglourious Bastards.
yeah.
That one was pretty good. Shawshank Redemption was pretty
So
good.
yeah, amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. What about you, Alex?
trying to think of
it's like
something
when you
that's
take away.
like not within the past 6 months because I know there's
Right.
something I like more.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on Letterboxd, so I categorize
there you
every
go.
movie
Oh, yeah.
I love. Like I've got
you got a letterbox.
a list of my top 50 favorite movies of all time.
You're prepared.
So I'm just scrolling through here.
There you
I
go.
mean, other than like something that's inherently nerdy, I don't think I could name just one, but I love 10 Cloverfield Lane, as I've said, but that's not my favorite. Truman Show is a film that I love.
Interesting.
Sing Street is great. Walter Mitty's great. Life is Beautiful is a Italian film about the Holocaust that's really good.
Yeah. Oh, I liked Fight Club. There we go.
Oh yeah,
One.
that's a very artsy movie.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as Houston mentioned in his letterbox rant.
Yeah.
You gotta have Fight Club on there.
Always.
You have to.
Or-
It's a requirement.
And I might say Arrival as well. I adore Arrival.
Oh yeah, I have not seen Arrival. I've heard nothing but good things
Dude,
from it.
it
though.
will blow
Yeah.
your mind. Like,
That's what I've
I'm
heard.
a person
It's
who
supposed to be really good.
loves science, and I don't love doing science, like science class in school. But I love like,
You like the
conceptual,
concept of it.
theoretical science. Like I love relativity, and I
Yes.
love different things
Yeah.
that basically revolve around the stuff in Interstellar and Arrival. And
Yeah, I was about to
stuff
say.
like
So
that.
did you like Interstellar? Yeah.
I like the concepts in Interstellar. I think they're very fascinating, and I love to research them and write about them and think about
I
them.
didn't like the film.
But the film
very
itself, I think, is very, very sad, and I don't want to rewatch
think
it anytime soon.
it was a bit depressing.
Yeah.
But it was Christopher Nolan. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
It was fine. But speaking of Christopher Nolan, Dunkirk looks
Oh,
really
yeah.
good. That's another one.
Yeah.
I can't wait to
I
see it,
watched
but,
one of Nolan's first films, which is Memento, the other night. Memento
Ooh.
is amazing.
I have not seen that, but I'll have to check
It's
it out.
essentially a
alert,
movie
it's
about a
the
guy
guy.
who has memory loss, and the film's told in reverse. But
Okay.
he forgets
Oh, really?
every
Every day, I think.
basically, well, no, like every 5 minutes or so, like basically any
wow.
exchange. You can't make new memories. So, the next time you
That
see
would be a
him,
very interesting
he will have
concept.
forgotten what we saw in the previous scene, pretty much. So
He gets like
it's pretty
tattoos
great.
to remind
Wow.
himself all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So have you seen it, Alex?
Memento, no, I just got it spoiled.
You know what's
Oh,
funny
yes.
is that
It happens.
every time I talk to someone about Memento, they always call it Momento. when it's Memento. Memento,
Memento.
if you will.
Memento.
I'm gonna be Nazi about this.
Right. Yeah, it's okay. You're gonna be
What
a
are you,
Nazi.
PewDiePie?
Better watch out. You're pulling a PewDiePie. You're pulling a JonTron.
Just take
You gotta
my
watch out.
just take my
But,
entire thing out of context and blame me for everything.
Yep.
That's a good idea. That's a good tactic. But Alex, did you ever think of a movie?
I mean, most stuff by Tarantino's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction,
He's a great
classic.
Edgar Wright films
Oh,
are
definitely.
really good.
Edgar Wright
Really
films.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Hot Fuzz, the whatever it's called trilogy, the like ice cream.
Scott
trilogy,
Pilgrim.
whatever.
Let's go.
What is
Yeah,
the
he
name
did.
of that? It's like the trilogy of Hot Fuzz,
Oh yeah, I don't remember what
Shaun
the
of the
trilogy's
Dead,
called.
and World's End.
And At World's End.
I know what you're talking about.
World's End.
It's like
Okay.
named after a certain popsicle that appears in all three of the movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
What
I
else?
don't.
God,
I don't know
I'm
what it's
trying to-
called.
I'm trying to like look up movies. Actually, I unironically really like Chef. I will say that.
I've never seen that. I mean, it's turned into a meme. I didn't even know what it was before it became a meme, but I'd like to see it.
Is that good? Chef, the one with Jon Favreau?
I enjoyed it. A lot of critics didn't, but
Really?
I
thought
really
I got good
liked it.
reviews. Oh,
oh really?
Let's check it
I
out.
don't know.
From
I've
what I
heard a
saw,
lot
it
about it because I do this thing. It's called 1 Second Every Day, 1SE. And it's basically this app where you record 1 second of video of your life every day. And so, like, you remember every day, and it's kind of like a calendar, and you create like a montage by the end of a year of all the days and 1 second from each one. But I've heard that is
That's
featured
cool.
in the movie Chef, and that's why I've heard of it. So I don't know.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah?
Now that I remember it.
Huh.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and also
Yeah, that's
like
pretty
a
interesting.
lot of stuff by Pixar as well. Of course.
Oh, Pixar's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Kubo's
I still love.
great.
I mean, it hasn't really aged. The animation hasn't aged well, but I still love Toy Story.
Yeah.
I grew up
Yeah.
with that movie.
It's amazing.
It was really good.
I prefer Toy Story 2, but whatever. Goonies is great.
They're both good.
Trilogy is
The
called
third
the
one's great
Three
as well.
Flavors Cornetto Trilogy.
That the Cornetto trilogy. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yes. A lot of
sense.
Spielberg
Alright.
stuff. You know.
Obviously, yeah.
Spielberg's great. What about Hitchcock?
I've just
actually,
been
I haven't seen
binging
a
all of
single
Hitchcock's
Hitchcock movie.
films. I
You haven't?
I saw To Catch a Thief on Netflix about 4 weeks ago. And that's one of his weaker
I saw
films.
Rebecca recently.
But Yeah, after that I ordered an entire collection of Hitchcock films, and I've been slowly binging them. So I've watched Vertigo and North by Northwest and Rear Window. So yeah.
I have not seen Rear Window. I've heard it's really good.
Vertigo is a freaking masterpiece. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's one of those films you just kind of have to.
I saw the biopic about Hitchcock called, I think it's called Hitch. But
Oh yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where he was like filming birds and stuff.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen a single Hitchcock movie.
I know what you're talking about.
I've seen no.
You need to. You
no,
gotta
I
pick that
haven't.
up. Anyway. Filthy Frank or iDubbbz?
Just do what me and Drew do on Blockbusted, which is pretend we've seen everything that we haven't seen, just so that we look like
there
good
you
film
go.
critics.
Oh, we got a confession.
Exposed.
We don't see
Now
any
people
of the
know your
movies we
secret.
say we see. We just talk about
Exposed,
them in
bro.
full spoilers in speculation.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yo,
All
did you know Han
So
Solo
next
died?
topic. Wait, what?
Continue.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Doesn't matter. It's actually it's not. It wasn't
What
even
was it?
funny.
No, say it.
It said
not
Han
moving on
Solo
until you say it.
dies.
Oh wow,
Oh
man.
Oh come on! Don't spoil.
That's a
come
spoiler,
on, come
man.
on,
You've ruined the
Don't
entire
spoil-
Star Wars
There
experience
are some
for
people.
me.
The movie only came out like what, over a year ago? Come on, there are some people that haven't seen it yet.
Ah.
We gotta be nice.
Gah.
We're gonna get disliked now. Let's see. Filthy Frank or iDubbbz?
I've seen neither one, so I don't know.
Oh,
Your meme game is not strong enough.
Your meme game
Yeah,
is
I'm
not
telling you.
strong. You gotta. Alex, I know you're a
Like
fan of both
I
of
like
them.
a
What do you
good
think?
simple meme, but I'm not a huge memer.
A wholesome meme.
I've said before I could probably lecture a college course in memery.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
in memology, as it were. But
The metacisms.
I'd probably have to go with iDubbbz, honestly.
Yeah,
IMO.
I'm gonna go with my boy Joji. I like Phil. I got Franco more.
I like his music. I just don't. I found myself watching iDubbbz more than I watched Filthy Frank. So
Oh yeah.
let's see. Favorite movie coming out next year?
Next year, 2018. All right, let's get them.
I think he meant over the course of. We could answer
We've already
this
done the
question as if it's over the
2017
course
one,
of
though.
this year.
In another podcast.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, next year then.
So most
I don't really know a
anticipated
ton of-
movie coming out in 2018. That's the question.
Yeah. I mean, like, which one are you most excited for? Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't really know a ton. I gotta check.
Yeah.
Poppins Returns. Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph
I'm
2.
hyped for that
Aw,
though, because
come on,
Lin-Manuel
dude.
Miranda's gonna
Deadpool-
be in it.
Deadpool 2.
50 Shades
Aquaman.
Freed. Oh,
Ooh.
Yes, that's the one.
Avatar 2 is finally
That's what
gonna
I'm
come
looking
out. Wasn't Avatar 2
Oh.
originally slated for 2015?
2016, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been in the works for a while.
I think James Cameron is
Um,
just never gonna make it, but he's just gonna keep holding it over our heads for like the next until he dies, basically, just to make sure that we always remember it.
Madagascar.
we can't. You don't
4.
want us to forget.
Oh my god.
Oh, what? They're making another one?
Oh, The
my
Grinch
God.
Stole
Okay,
Christmas.
whatever.
But
Oh,
it's
that
from
should be
Illumination, so it's probably gonna have like minions.
Oh
in it.
no! Oh, that's
It's not
foreshadowing. because
Whoville,
if you
it's
watch-
Minionville now.
Don't ask me how I remember this. Don't ask how I remember this, but like in the Despicable Me 2 trailer, there's whoever Miranda Cosgrove's character is. She's in
Margot.
this one scene
Her
wearing
character
a-
is Margot.
Yeah,
I have
Margot,
trivia
whatever.
knowledge of this.
I don't know why you know that, but yeah, there's a scene where she's wearing a shirt with the Grinch on
Ah.
it, and somebody in the comments was like, "Uh-oh, they're planning for a Grinch movie."
Oh,
And
they
apparently
are,
they
that's
though.
were.
correct.
You know, the only thing that might make
man.
that bearable is that Benedict Cumberbatch is playing the Grinch. So
That'd be pretty
That could be
great,
pretty good.
but-
What else we got? We got Han
let's
Solo,
see.
Deadpool 2.
No,
guys, you know what
No,
we're,
Mio
what
and
we're
Ju-
not thinking about? 2018 is the year that Avengers: Infinity War comes out.
Part 1.
Yeah.
What?
I'm still not that hyped. I'm really not that hyped for it
What?
right now.
What?
That's because
It's like
there's not
there's
any
so-
promotional
my
material
biggest
for it.
Yeah.
There's so many characters in it. Like, how are they going to be able to make it
I
work?
It
have,
doesn't
um,
matter. Everyone's
I mean, I've
already
got a
the
healthy
character
layer of
development.
skepticism, but they managed to handle all those characters in Civil War pretty beautifully, and this is those same directors, so
That's fair enough. Okay. Oh, it is.
yeah.
So, bros.
Joe
Okay, I
and
didn't know
Anthony
that.
Russo. My only
Yeah, they're
my
brothers.
only fear for Infinity War, I think they're going to handle the characters really well. I think the action's going to be great. I think my only two fears are A, that it won't be visually stunning. I hope it's visually good.
Really?
because
it will
like
be.
Civil
2018,
War,
they're probably going to be able to
Civil
do some
War's
stuff.
pretty bland in terms of visuals. And then
It has its moments,
my only
but
other
yeah.
fear is that it won't take any risks. Like people need to die.
Oh,
in it, you know?
Oh yeah,
I don't
you know
think
they're gonna play it
I don't
safe.
think it's going to take any risks.
Yeah.
Marvel, that's one complaint I have with Marvel is they do not take
No.
risks. They like to keep it safe. They like to keep it a
Well,
fun
and the funny
comic
thing
book.
is they started out as a company who was built on taking risks. Like their big movie
Yeah.
that they depended on was a movie about Iron Man, a character
He
no
was a
one cared
C-list
about.
hero,
And that was their big risk.
and everybody hated
And-
him because it was right after Civil War in the comics.
You know,
Yeah.
they still take risks with like their subject matter. Like they made Guardians of the Galaxy, which was a gigantic risk. You know,
but that was a risk.
they
I'll say
made
that,
Ant-Man. That was a huge risk. They made Thor. That was a huge risk.
but Doctor Strange was probably a
but
risk.
in terms of their storytelling, they really play it safe. So that's my
That's
only
what I
kind of
mean,
gripe,
yeah.
You know,
And they don't like to kill off characters, really.
right?
It's really going to be an all or nothing for Infinity War. They're either going to go
Yeah.
balls to the wall, incredible, or they're going to keep it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also wonder if part 1 is going to be, like, infinitely more bland than part 2. Like, that's
Yeah.
another thing you kind of have to wonder about. Like, maybe, like, what if they keep all the action in part 2 and, like, part 1 there's, like, nothing, so...
I'm thinking
I
part
don't think
1
they'll
will
do that,
probably
but-
mainly focus on getting the Infinity Stones, Thanos getting them and collecting them.
Probably.
You know.
Yeah, I can see that.
Probably reuniting the team
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, true. I do
Yeah.
like that they've
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
been divided since Civil War. That's good.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
that
That's an
Spider-Man
interesting
Homecoming,
dynamic.
We didn't talk about that Spider-Man trailer actually. I hope that
Oh, yeah, people did want us to talk
that
about
will give some insight into what's going on with the Avengers in that movie.
Yeah.
You know,
And
What's going on
it's
with
going to
that?
be
It probably will.
it'll be interesting, and also with Black Panther as well for like the Cap side of things. That's
Right,
coming
yeah.
out in 2018, coincidentally.
Yeah.
It'll be really
Mm-hmm.
interesting to see how that, like, what they're doing. You know,
a friend of mine was an extra on Black Panther. Because
Really?
you know they film pretty much every Marvel movie they film here in Atlanta.
Georgia. Yeah.
I went to the Civil War set and saw Chris Evans one time from a distance. But
That's awesome.
my friend was an extra on Black Panther, and they said that they couldn't tell me the details of what they saw because they were, you know, sworn oath. But they said
Sworn
that there was
oath and also an NDA.
a character on set who showed up, and everyone was shocked because no one knew he was going to be in this movie, and it was a huge deal. And
Iron
I'm
Man.
thinking maybe that's Captain America.
Thanos.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Wolverine. He's back for another one, motherfucker.
Have Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine.
Yeah.
That would definitely be a shock.
He's just there to fight
streams are
Black
they're
Panther. 'cause
crossing
they're the two
streams.
claw
They're
guys.
crossing streams.
Yeah.
Don't cross the streams. Yeah. Let's see what else comes out. He's already said Wreck-It Ralph 2.
Pacific
Romeo
Rim?
and Juliet 2.
Ooh.
You know, that first movie was such an exquisite
But they
film.
died.
Wait, there's a sequel coming out?
Yeah.
Man, what
How do you
what a
expand on the
classic
Romeo
film
and
that
Juliet
everyone
story?
remembers.
Yeah, they're gonna just create like a gnome version of a sequel for Romeo and Juliet that doesn't even exist.
That's so. Oh
They
my gosh, that just
died.
blows my mind. The things that get made.
That's
that
another
get
movie I
made these
watched.
days.
That's another movie I watched in class last year. Is Romeo and Juliet.
You poor soul.
It's such trash, dude. Oh my god, it was really
Man.
bad.
A Han Solo movie, which
Although Michael Caine was in it. but-
a lot
Oh, yeah.
the cast is great for the Han Solo movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, Han Solo looks great.
they
I
they've
hope it's
been
great.
they keep adding cast members, sort of like they did with Spider-Man: Homecoming, to where like they added
Yeah.
Dan Stevens, who played the Beast in Beauty and the Beast today. They added Woody Harrelson.
yeah, I saw
sort
that,
of
actually.
recently. They added some. They've been adding a lot of people.
Yeah.
Ready Player One, which I'm actually
Didn't know
really
that-
curious for. That's one of my favorite books of all time.
Ooh,
Wait, what movie?
Ready Player One.
Oh, Ready Player One.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
the-
it was based on a book.
Yeah. It's
didn't know
a
that
book
either.
by Ernest Cline. It's
said
really
it's good?
really cool, and Spielberg's actually doing it. But I mean, Spielberg hasn't really done anything great in the past decade.
But so
and a
this
half.
is this is
Wasn't Bridge of Spies pretty good?
this
Or
is
is it?
the movie being directed by Spielberg, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Ah, cool. Yeah.
So I'm
I think we.
cautiously optimistic because Spielberg really hasn't been on his A game recently.
Yeah. I mean, he
Um,
hasn't made anything bad. Spielberg never makes anything bad.
That's
But
what I
like,
was gonna say. Like Bridge of Spies wasn't terrible.
again, very unexceptional. You know.
Yeah.
Like Bridge of Spies and like lots of that stuff. You know, not many risks.
Yeah, I'll say.
What
that.
else? We got the 12th Maze Runner. Aquaman.
Oh man, I am
Fantastic
lucky.
Beasts 2.
I am gearing up for that one.
Meg?
yeah.
What is that? It's about.
Oh, that looks like
looks
it's
like
about
a-
a megalodon, judging by the.
Meg. I
That
thought
one
it was
looks
just gonna be one of those
fantastic.
generic movies about the like Soul Surfer 12. Why did I use 12 again? Incredibles 2. That one's interesting.
Oh yeah, that could go one of two ways.
Yeah, definitely. Jungle Book.
I think Incredibles 1 was like really good.
The
so, I mean-
Incredibles 1 is on my list of the top 10 superhero movies in general of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think it was great.
I think
that's why like
is
They could
probably
either
one of the
screw
greatest
this up,
animated films
or-
ever made, for sure.
They're making another Jungle Book.
Yeah.
Oh no.
They just had one last
Why?
year.
Yeah.
What?
I've heard about that.
Why was that one even good? I never saw
Jungle
it.
Book
and I never really heard
Origins.
any
It
good
was
reviews.
perfectly nothing.
Okay.
It was
A lot
not
of-
bad, but it was just bleh.
I mean, it was Jungle Book. From what
Yeah.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, it was the Jungle Book.
Apparently, the
guess.
visuals were, in terms of CG, it was pretty good.
No, yeah, it was
Yeah,
phenomenal.
well, for
in
a
terms
film
of
that needs to,
but other than
for a film that relies that much on CG, I would hope it's good. Kind of like Beauty and the
yeah,
Beast, you know.
I mean, let's just say, like, it
Which
wasn't
I-
bad, but I would never sit through it again. It was very
yeah.
slow.
Speaking of which, Houston, did you ever you saw Beauty and the Beast, right?
No, I have not yet. I haven't seen my
You haven't. I
my
saw
sweet
it last
wife
week.
in
It's
my
actually,
film Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. Okay. You need to go see it. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
For what it is.
I've been trying, but my sister broke her arm, and so that's kind of delayed everything.
Oh.
Man,
Yeah,
freaking.
I can see why that would be.
Ugh.
I still, to be fair, yeah, I haven't seen Logan yet. so
Oh
maybe-
wow, dude, you're crazy.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
in the same boat.
I know.
Dude, it's amazing.
Oh, you
I
haven't?
just
I
haven't
thought you
had
had
the
at least seen it.
opportunity to get a 17-year-old.
Neither have I.
I am
Yeah.
the underage.
Yeah, I haven't seen Logan. I did watch 50 Shades as my friend Adele.
Oh
the
my
other-
gosh.
Yeah,
Spicy.
it's
In theater. Oh
pretty-
yeah,
it
you're
was a- it
17,
was
so you
pretty
can see
boring.
whatever you want. Yeah.
yeah. I tweeted about it. It was a trash movie, but it was fun to make fun of, so it was fun.
Houston, how old are you? Are you 16?
I'm gonna be 17 in about a month.
Yeah. So you're about a
2000
caution age.
boys.
Oh yeah, I think Akash and I have close birthdays or something. I think I remember that.
Yeah. This is sometime in May. But I think that covers all the big movies right there for 2018. We didn't really talk about our favorite ones. We just kind of talked about the movies coming out in 2018. But
Well,
What
I mean,
other
based on
questions
the
do we have
conversation, you
on
can kind
Instagram
of
here?
gauge where we're
we
at.
got some big ones. I'm gonna skip over the boring ones.
So if your question doesn't get answered, assume that it
It's
was
just boring. Yeah.
Or that I just missed it because I'm dyslexic. Because I'm not. Actually.
No, it's boring.
I know people are gonna believe that, but let's see. Talk about best kids TV show.
Ooh. Phineas
Like, do they mean like
and
current one or like
freaking
ever?
Ferb.
That was a good show.
Yeah.
That's still on.
No, I don't
they
think so.
ended it like 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Good. It kind of went too long.
It really did. They ran out of ideas, but the first 2 or 3
That was a good
seasons
show,
of
though.
Phineas and Ferb were some of my favorite cartoon episodes ever. Like they were so clever. They came up with new original songs like "Ain't Got Rhythm," which is now like a meme, but like "Ain't Got Rhythm"
Ain't Got
and all
Rhythm,
these
but he
great
actually doesn't have
songs in
rhythm.
every episode. It was awesome.
I mean,
Yeah, that was a very good show. I gotta give it credit.
I remember that being a show that my parents liked and I liked at the same time because it had so many
Yeah,
good like
yeah.
adult jokes and stuff. It was great.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But it was able to do that and not be vulgar.
Right,
and that's what I liked
exactly.
about it.
Yeah.
very similar in a sense to the
So it
first
was
few
a nice,
seasons
safe
of SpongeBob.
show.
In the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, first 3 seasons of SpongeBob.
I was never really allowed
after
to
the
watch SpongeBob as a
movie,
kid. I'm telling you.
It started.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I wasn't not allowed. My mom just hated it. So.
That's like what I watched, like just all the time was SpongeBob, and then Phineas and
Well,
Ferb.
that bloody
Right.
explains a lot. Then I will tell you.
Once.
Oh,
That's fair enough. But yeah, no, it was pretty good. The first, like Alex said, the first few seasons were good. After the SpongeBob movies, when it got bad.
Yeah.
And that's when that's kind of when I went away from it. But
the recent animation, TV animation revolution, kind of golden era that's happened ever since the 2010s with Cartoon Network, with the start of stuff like Regular Show and Adventure Time, has really brought a lot of new options and opportunity to TV animation. It got us.
Yeah.
it has.
Steven Universe, which I haven't watched, but apparently a lot of people like
It's
it.
funny because on the one hand, I feel like kids TV, kids cartoon shows have gone way downhill, but on the other hand, they've gone way uphill too.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
like,
you were gonna get that with like
we used to,
any generation of...
my big indicator, the gauge that I always say, especially on Blockbusted podcasts that you can go find on iTunes.com. Just search Blockbusted.
We'll shout you out at the end.
Yeah, the gauge that I always say for
if you're lucky.
kids TV shows is that like in the early 2000s we had Teen Titans and it was amazing, and like they had real stakes and real drama and real
the old
characters,
Teen Titans, yeah.
you know, and the Justice League show and Batman animated series as well. And now we have
Teen Titans Go.
Right.
Teen Titans
and
Go
I feel
is
like
that
that's
bad.
where lots of
it's
kids
just different.
TV shows have gone.
Alex, it's bad.
It's really
not that bad. It's just a different genre.
No, it's pretty bad.
They're going for
that's
the
a bad
comedy.
genre.
People are just salty because they don't have Teen Titans again.
Yeah.
Didn't sell enough toys.
Yeah.
Like, the thing about the old DC animated shows like Teen Titans and like Justice League, and especially like Batman the Animated Series, was that they were able to be appreciated by adults, and like a kid could watch it, but man, adults could watch it too, and they were so... The stakes were high, the stylization was really good, the animation was great, and the writing was great, and now I feel like kids TV is mainly just like goofy, meant to just kind of be entertaining, you know, versus challenge you in any way, you know.
Gotta know where to look.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Gotta know where to look.
I haven't, the thing about it is I haven't watched any things like Adventure Time or
Really?
regular
Neither
show
have
at all.
I tried
Really?
watching. I never really got into Adventure Time. I tried, but I just it wasn't really for me. It's not to say it's bad.
I just found out that Adventure Time is getting canceled. And
Oh.
yeah. This
pretty
is their
big.
final. I think they're on their final season right now.
Oh,
Is it ending or
I didn't
getting
know that.
canceled?
No, it got
Like-
canceled.
Oh, wow.
But I think the
Ooh,
writers
were
were
the
given
ratings just
like a
dropping?
year ahead of time notice. But like they got notice where it's like, yeah, this is your last season, guys.
Oh, wow.
But apparently, over the course of like the last few seasons, I'm kind of a lapsed viewer of the show. But over the course of the last few seasons, apparently it's gone to some more mature places in terms of like a lot of the lore of the
that's what I've
I
heard.
think they officially established that the land of Oo, which is the world that it takes place in, is like it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland that was triggered by the Ice King character, who was originally a scientist, but he discovered like the ice powers of this magical crown, and he went insane, and it created like this huge apocalypse
Sheesh.
that created the land of Oo. And apparently, like, they just released a mini-series on like iTunes only or something, and it was Finn looking for his parents and the rest of the humans in the show, and apparently like they actually, you know, I don't want to spoil it, but I haven't seen it, but it gets like really deep, and they explained a lot of stuff with the characters like Marceline. Apparently it's gotten really incredible, so I gotta
I've heard, I've kind
it.
of heard similar things about Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
that
I don't know
as
if you've ever
well.
seen that.
That's
Chance,
That one-
CWF man, likes that a ton. He always tells me to watch it, and I never do.
I've seen 2 episodes, I think, like the first 2 episodes, and like they used to be really like simple and stuff, and then they started getting more complicated.
That's
as
how
the
a lot
series
of
progressed.
that's how a lot of these shows go, especially nowadays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cartoon
Yeah,
Network. and
with
stuff.
like these kind of like gem shows. At first they seem simple,
Yeah.
like Adventure Time was really simple, but you know, later down the line, and Star Wars: The Clone Wars as well, similar,
Yeah,
but
I'd say
kind
that
of
as well.
different. You know, originally it was
Out of-
very much a
Yeah.
kind of episode of the week kind of thing. You know,
Right.
like, oh, we got to take down this guy, or we got to do this or that or
Yeah.
that. But then, like in the latter seasons, you got like these huge story arcs that, you know, really invest in the characters and the world building and taking advantage.
Well, and that is like the case with
scenario.
almost every show. Is you've just kind of got to give it room to grow. You know,
Right,
like
yeah.
the pilot
Yeah.
episode is not the indicator of the whole show. You got to give it room to develop and learn what it is.
course.
Okay.
Although that said, like I was just thinking about the Flash, you know, and honestly, season 1 is by far the best season. You know, like I think
Yeah.
most people would agree on that. You know, because it was so well plotted out. Even though it was kind of meta-human of the week, it was so well plotted out as in terms of the pacing and Reverse Flash's plan and everything that it worked way better than the other 2 seasons have. when they've been just sort of like cobbled together as they went. It feels like, at least. I don't know.
And honestly, even
I've not
I mean,
seen
in
it,
my
but-
opinion, for stuff like the Flash and Arrow and all the CW shows, they've gotten too formulaic, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like, you can switch to an episode of Legends of Tomorrow and the 100 and the Flash and whatever shows they have that are kind of like action oriented, and
Right.
they all have like the same
Beats.
look, the same kind of general tone. It's
Right.
just
Yeah.
and everyone's like, oh
Well,
wait,
in the Flash,
but I mean, I
lots
guess
of these
Flash
things,
doesn't
it
have-
always feels the same way. And once you've lived in these spaces, they start to having to like introduce new characters and
Right.
locations and stuff. Like with the Flash, they have tried to introduce some new spots, at least, like Barry's new apartment and some new rooms in Star Labs, because at some point it does start to feel like, oh, they're in the Star Labs
same
place
thing.
again, and they're
Yeah, and
watching
they're
a
doing the
screen, and
panning
they're telling
shot where,
Barry to
like,
do a thing.
They're
Right,
doing that one
yeah.
shot where they pan
starts
across
getting
everybody
redundant.
as
Right,
they're
exactly.
explaining
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
But even if they do, this is my major gripe with those shows. Even as when they do introduce those new characters and whatever, it's just like, even after like an episode or two, you're like, it's the same thing, man.
Right. Yeah.
That's why I stopped with all of it.
The credit that
and I
I
just
get,
started
the reason
watching
that I
anime
really
nonstop.
like ultimately, the Flash can be really formulaic, and
Yeah.
really meh sometimes. But the reason that I love that show so much is that every few episodes they take a big risk, and especially in season 1, they took a lot of risks. Where like they did time travel in their first season. That was amazing. They did these
I think I saw you on.
really elaborate action scenes with the speed and the speed looks great and stuff. Season 2, they did alternate Earths and complicated alternate timeline stuff. They did all kinds of
Fair,
risks. This
that's
season,
fair.
they did Gorilla City, as well as a. And I know
Yeah.
people hate this, but I admire them for taking a risk with doing something like a musical episode too.
That's fair.
That's so comic booky
It's
and so
different.
different
Yeah.
and so wacky that I just go, I
Yeah.
love it for taking risks. I love that it's willing to
Yeah.
do stuff like that, instead of just
Yeah,
being
and I've
dumb
never actually.
or being formulaic.
I've never actually seen it. I've never seen it myself, but like I have like seen people on Twitter say that like sometimes the episodes are really good, and then sometimes they're just like really bland.
Right.
You just kind of
Rarely does the Flash ever have a bad episode. They're mainly just bleh.
They're just
Yeah.
kind of
Right.
Yeah.
But when the Flash is
kinda
good,
what I would
it's
assume.
really good. Like, there have been some episodes that have just made me, like, beam for hours afterwards because they've just been so well executed and taken these huge risks that make me go, oh, that was so comic booky and great and awesome, So, yeah.
Oh. Well, see, there's something good about that.
Yeah.
Then. Let's see. What superheroes could totally beat Batman in a fight?
Most of them.
Most of them, yeah. I mean, like, are we talking about DC and Marvel? Like,
Just
person
in
really
general,
clarify.
most of them.
See, I think
probably that aren't
if
just like
pretty
regular
much
people.
almost any superhero could beat Batman in a fight if he wasn't given time to prepare. Like, given
The
time to
prep
prepare,
the prep time meme.
Batman can kill most people, but if you like approach him when he's at the grocery store, then you can take him out instantly. Like it's
Yeah.
not hard.
But for that to be possible, he'd have to, like, yeah. I mean, assuming he's at the grocery store, he probably wouldn't be dressed as Batman.
Yeah.
Unless he would be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know him personally.
bold
You tell me my boy Bruce Wayne doesn't go shopping for cantaloupe in his in the bat
Well,
suit?
but he wouldn't be dressed as Batman.
Yeah, of course he would. He probably gets a
maybe.
discount.
Yeah, it's
like,
like
thanks
in
for
Lego
saving
Batman
Gotham,
when he
Lee.
never
You're
takes his
right.
mask off.
We should touch on that in season 3, Alex.
Yeah, him being
Lego
like
Batman.
him being like a
How he
celebrity.
gets like discounts and stuff.
Though
when
in
he
this
goes
universe,
places
he'd probably
dressed
be
as Batman.
generally hated. I'd imagine.
Well, no, people could still think that he's good because he does get rid of the villains. I mean, he gets
But
the job
basically
done.
in a Man of Steel-esque
All right.
fashion, where he destroys an entire city.
Oh yeah,
And,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
insanely efficient.
that is true.
That's one way to
Get
put
rid
it.
of all the bad guys, but
Art-
you also get rid of all things. Period.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but still, you get the job done. Are you more of an indoor or outdoor person?
Indoor. I'm always
no, I-
indoors.
I
I'm just
actually-
always indoors.
Though, like,
I am the indoors.
do-
I'm
go
I'm hunched over my computer in my basement right now. With some Doritos and
Mountain Dew.
everything
Mountain
else that
Blast.
belongs in that situation.
Wearing your fedora, I would imagine.
yeah.
got your neck beard going. Yeah.
I used to wear a fedora when I was like 11 years old.
I hope you've got a trench coat as well. Complete the look.
Oh yeah.
You got
about
a
you,
t-shirt
Alex?
that says natural selection on it.
Yeah. Oh no.
Hey, Columbine reference.
God.
Okay, it's fine. I'm a
Oh, man.
Coloradan. I can
Oh
say that.
boy.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm
Wait, how
actually-
close do you even live to Columbine?
Actually,
Or are you allowed to say?
what?
Are you allowed to even say?
Give
Because
us
this
the
is a podcast,
exact
I'm
amount
not
of
gonna-
miles so that we can track your house
Give
down
us
based
the
on the
coordinates.
radius.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I'd like to know.
Google Maps.
In fact, preferably just give us the coordinates of your location as we speak.
Yeah, your
Where I
current
live
location.
is no secret.
I mean, you're here in Guam right now, so that's not really
Well,
valid.
Yeah, of
but
course. But
Yeah, you're safe here, but
I'm actually a fairly
You know.
outdoorsy person. As much as I like to hermit
you
up
do
in my
ski
home.
a lot.
I ski. I ski every day. Yeah. I mean, granted, I
We
live.
skied today, actually.
Yeah.
Houston, when me and Alex were trying to record our when we were trying to wait, what did I do?
I don't know.
Ah, wait, I think my thing stopped recording.
Uh oh.
What?
Like just now.
Okay.
Yeah, it stopped recording.
Uh-oh.
At 1:51. No, it's still going. Never
Okay.
mind.
Yeah.
No, that sounds stupid. Okay.
we're leaving-
And that's
gotta
when
make
you
sure
decide
leaving all
whether
of
to
that
leave
in.
these
I'm
things
leaving
in or
all of
edit
that
them
in.
out.
Yeah.
The age-old
You better
dilemma.
leave that in. All right. So we're getting close to 2 hours, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, but Houston, when me and Alex were trying to do our we were doing our April Fool's thing today. We were trying to record. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's us reading Akash's JLS Part 4 script. And when we were both recording it, he had to leave in the middle of it because he was going to go ski for like an hour and a half. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, then.
That's just what you do when
Dude,
you
I,
live in
li-
Colorado.
I live literally 200 feet away from a ski lift. So
Well, that's pretty good.
yeah. So I mean, I try and take advantage of it, but like year-round passes are like $700.
Phew.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
You know,
yeah,
the only
I'm
time
not
I
used
ever
to that.
skied was, and I hated it. The only time I ever skied was in the mountains up here in Georgia, or maybe it was Tennessee. I forget if it was Tennessee. And it was last year, I think, or 2 years ago. I don't remember. But man, it was a windy day. The snow was like blowing everywhere, and it was getting so cold that like the hill had like frozen over. So the whole
God.
day I spent like learning how to ski, right, and just go down the
you got
tiny
your pizza
hills
and your French
figure it out.
fries, yeah.
Exactly. And first of all, I'm not physically coordinated when it comes to this stuff. I am so like clumsy.
That's how I would be.
But I remember that snow had like frozen over, the wind was so heavy, and I just kept falling and I could barely get up, and I felt like the Revenant, like clawing my way through the snow. I was like, I'm
Spend
gonna
an hour and a half just like clawing your way through the woods.
Exactly.
Except you don't win an Oscar for it.
Dude, it was insane.
I've never actually skied before in my
but
life. I've barely
you
even
got
seen
the crappy
snow.
Appalachian skiing.
Uh,
You gotta go
Yeah,
to the
I guess that's-
Rockies or the Alps.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good point.
It's even scarier.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah,
we
yeah,
just-
no, yeah.
Like I said, it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a lot more tame over there.
Which is
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
part
we-
is that I hated it so much even when it was the most tame you can possibly get in the universe.
Going
Yeah.
on all the green runs.
All the easy ones. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. I honestly wouldn't even ski in the first place, but I don't know. We just don't really get a ton of ski in general.
By the way-
we don't get a ton of snow in general.
My general
I'm tired.
rule is
I went to bed at 3.
I don't want to do things that make me look like an idiot if I fail.
Yeah.
I tried.
So basically
If
everything.
that was my general rule, then I wouldn't be doing my channel.
I've been,
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
well.
been skiing ever since I was 2.5, and like just last month I tried snowboarding for the first time. And Jesus, I fell on my ass so many times. And the thing is, like, we chose the worst place for me to like learn how to snowboard, because it was steep, and it was also at like 3:30, so the lifts were all closed, and it was at the top of the mountain,
Yeah.
which is like, if you don't know how to ski or snowboard very well, or you're a beginner, going from the top of the mountain to the bottom can take like an hour.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of a master at the skiing, so I can get down in 3 minutes.
Oh, naturally.
But like, you know,
I'm
it's the
so
difference
bad with
between
stuff
going
like that.
60 miles an hour, bombing it down, or going 3 miles an hour, like just trying to be able to stand up. And that was me trying to snowboard, and I quit about 5 minutes in.
I can't do
So-
any. Yeah, I can't even roller skate, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty bad.
I'm pretty
I
solid
tried
at
roller skating.
I can do that pretty well.
I tried roller skating once at this one skate place we have by our house, and I went and like since I'd never done it before, they gave me like a walker to use, you know. So I was going around with my little walker, like just going around, and then
with the ice skating too,
they what?
with ice skating too, they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was roller
right,
skating, so it was even more dweeby. But like we were going around, and then like there was a period of time where they let like all the professional skaters come onto the rink, and they're like, okay, everyone get off the rink if you're not professional. Like, oh boy, better get off the rink. And of course, I was at the other side of the rink, I guess.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really get out in time, and so all the professional ones came on and started like speeding around me, and I'm still there with like my
God.
walker, and then one of them like kind of zooms past me really fast, so I fall down and crash onto the floor, and then my walker like rolls over to the other side of the room, and so I had to crawl over there like between the people skating past me. I'm surprised I actually survived, but that's my only
Have you
experience
seen
with
Blades of
roller
Glory?
skating.
That's one of my favorite
but-
movies of all time. That and Dumb and Dumber. But Blades of Glory, it's about ice skate. These two professional ice skaters. It's actually got the guy from Napoleon Dynamite as like one of the leads.
Oh yeah.
John
Oh,
Heater.
yeah,
He's
that
actually
guy.
going to be at Denver Comic Con this year, so plan on seeing him. And they have like this one move where it's like a triple axel, whatever, and one guy gets like tossed into the air, and they try and do like this special move, but every time they do it, somebody gets decapitated. So it's great.
Sounds pretty great, actually. I'm gonna have to check that out. But pancakes versus waffles.
Ooh.
Glad we're asking the important questions on this show. But
Pancakes are really
I
delicious.
usually
Waffles.
eat pancakes because they're easy to make, but I prefer waffles because they're more
I prefer
scrumptious.
waffles as well.
Pancakes are really delicious
Yeah.
after one bite, but then you feel gross afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I'm gonna say waffles.
I think they're
Yeah.
waffles are much better.
Belgian.
I don't really eat breakfast in general, but like, I do think waffles are better.
Hey, so
What
I
are you,
just need to
5'4"?
note that I need to leave in like 15 minutes or so, maybe less.
Yeah, we should
Oh,
probably
yeah,
wrap
we'll
it up.
wrap
All
it
right,
up.
well, let's go rapid fire.
We'll wrap
Rapid
it up.
fire, Jonathan.
just boom, boom.
We got okay. Please talk about J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter
Ooh,
novels.
wow.
Harry Potter is good. J.K. Rowling's a cunt. Let's see. Best Oscar win ever. Suicide Squad. Let's see. I think you would agree with that one, Houston.
Yeah, definitely. It's a masterpiece.
10 out of 10.
Yeah. No, but like legitimately, what do you think is the best Oscar win that you can think of?
Well, most of the best movies out there really haven't even won Oscars, honestly.
I guess that. Yeah, that's
but
true.
if I had to say like a favorite Best Picture winner,
Yeah.
just racking my brains for what has won Best Picture in the past several
Well, there's
years.
a ton.
Because the thing about the Oscars is that usually like the safe one
La La
wins. La La
Yeah,
Land didn't
Moonlight.
win, unfortunately.
Yeah,
in
me,
case you
Alex,
didn't
and I were
remember.
watching
Wait,
it live
never
together.
mind.
That was so
Just
great.
in.
Oh boy.
Let's
Best
see here.
Picture.
That was good.
Best Picture
Oh, God.
winners.
Okay, so basically nothing that... Gone with the Wind. Oh, interesting.
Ooh.
Becca, How the Green. Basically nothing that matters until, like, the 60s. Around the World in 80 Days.
I would say
Ben-Hur.
in recent years, one of the best. Well, I mean, in recent years, some of the best Best Picture winners were. One of the best was Return of the King, Lord of the
Mad
Rings.
Max?
I didn't know that won Best Picture.
Mad Max? What?
I didn't know that.
What? I didn't
Oh,
win
no,
Best
the
Picture.
nominees. My B.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Alex. I didn't even know that was nominated.
Yeah.
To be fair, so. Yeah.
Sound of Music is
You wanna
really
just go
good.
and move on
That's
to
a
the
Best
next
Picture
one?
winner.
Slumdog
okay.
Millionaire.
The Godfather, Rocky. You know, all those classics.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Return
there's
of
some
the
good
King?
ones.
What?
Talk what?
Return of the King? Lord of the Rings?
Oh,
Ah.
yeah, that's what Houston just said. I didn't know
yeah.
that actually won.
Oh, yeah. Titanic.
That's surprising.
Titanic.
Oh, that's-
Titanic.
I like how the movie won, but Leonardo DiCaprio didn't win for
Yeah.
that one.
Titanic.
That was great.
it's widely like panned because it's so cheesy romance, but it's been around for forever, so people make a big deal out of it. But like from a filmmaking perspective, from a technical perspective, Titanic is pretty amazing. Like the amount of work that they put into that movie.
Oh yeah.
So
seen like the behind the scenes stuff they've done for it. It's nuts.
Right, like the models and miniatures they used. It's absolutely incredible.
All right, rapid fire.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Rapid fire. Let's see. There are only a few other good ones. Let's talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming. We kind of did.
Looks pretty good.
Cool.
It looks good.
I like Iron Man.
Trailer
oh yeah.
looks
By
nice.
the way,
I like the colors.
answering your
It looks
question
cool.
from before, Columbine is 3.5 hours away.
Oh wow.
Okay. You can go visit it then.
I guess I could. Yeah, sure.
If I ever come
it's-
visit
it's
you, that's
still
what
a
we're
high
gonna do. We're gonna
school,
go
like,
take pictures
you
in
know,
front of Columbine.
they're-
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They didn't shut
I
down
guess
the
it
high
is, yeah,
school
I don't see why
because
they're
they got
closed.
some kids dying in it.
I mean, I might have renamed the high school. I don't know.
Yeah, I would have renamed it.
The name of the town is Columbine.
Because you can just say Columbine, and it's.
Of course, then you kind of
I don't know, that'd be-
allow yourself to be held account. You allow yourself to be enslaved by the fact that a tragedy happened, and change your name because
Yeah,
of it. Maybe you
that's
should
the
did they just
thing.
stay
have that
true
one,
to it.
Did they just have that one really terrible Christian movie that came out about
Yeah. I
Yes. Yeah,
I
it
was
was
just
a,
watching a review of it, a funny review from this dude
Wasn't that
named
a
Say
Pure
Goodnight
Flix movie
Kevin.
as well?
Yes, it was.
And it was and I believe Sadie from Duck Dynasty played a pretty main part
Yeah,
of that.
she did. Have I ever told
Yeah,
y'all how I
so
met
weird.
the Duck Dynasty guys one time?
No.
No?
Here, let's just tell us that, and then we'll do one more
Yeah.
question.
Well, so I was at this Christian influencers kind of conference a few months ago, and it was a lot of people who were kind of there because they're like missionaries or they're like public speakers or really big influences. But then also there was Duck Dynasty, and they were there to talk about the entertainment industry and stuff. And so my dad and I went up and introduced ourselves to them on the last day. And my dad introduced me by saying, "Hey, so do y'all believe in arranged marriages? Because your daughter Sadie and my son would get along really well."
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So it was pretty good.
The type of questions that go down at Christian conventions.
Yeah, he's in God's Not Dead.
Yes, God's Not Dead.
Yeah, I remember that. That was so
Originally
random
Conan
as
the
well.
Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
But he's been in a lot of Christian movies recently. He's got
Yeah,
another one
he's-
coming out. And
he's
my dad
kinda
actually
gone
went to high
crazy.
school with him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
I met him before.
Let's
I actually,
Oh, wow.
he actually, when I was born, I got this poster right in the corner here. He wrote, like on a poster, like, "Alex, be strong in a world that is weak."
Oh, wow.
Conan, Kevin Sorbo.
inspiring.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Cool story,
That's
yeah.
cool.
He's got a son that does
so, yeah.
Minecraft videos.
That's great. Anyway, wait. So did you actually like personally get to walk up to the Duck Dynasty people, Houston?
Yeah,
Or-
we were there for a whole weekend, and they were
Okay.
at every meal that we were at and
I
every
kinda tuned
party
out,
we were
so.
at and stuff. It was Willie, the main guy, and his wife, basically. And they were
Something
there
like
talking
Corey, I think?
about we were in California, in LA, and they were there talking about the entertainment industry, as well as there was a political kind of panel talking about
They're big,
Right.
They're big Trump supporters. I
there was a
believe.
political panel talking about different views on the election and stuff, because it had just kind of happened, and they were there to represent Trump supporters, because most of the people there at that conference were very neither here nor there. They were kind of
Liberal.
balanced on it, which I like.
Oh, very neutral.
That was
Okay.
that time that
That's
I've told
fair
you about when
enough,
I met
because-
Evan McMullen's campaign manager, actually.
Wait, that's when you got to meet with McMullen's
Yeah.
guy? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that was the same time.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But so yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. I think we have kind of one last big topic that from the
Ooh.
question 2 weeks
All
ago. Schnozwell Films. He asks, I think an episode about what makes a good superhero film comic book adaptation could be interesting. I wanted to kind of change this a little bit because I just kind of wanted to talk about adaptations in general. Because
Yeah.
like there
Okay.
seems to be like this stigma, I guess, around adaptations for a lot of things.
Yeah.
For superhero film, like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you have to go with the source material." A lot of people are like,
Right.
"No, source material." I was just kind of curious on what you guys thought about it. The whole idea of like, how far should
I
an
think-
adaptation go?
I was just thinking about this today, actually. I was thinking about how, if you look back on the 80s, in the 80s and the 70s, like most of the properties that we idolize and love now, Star Wars, Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, Jaws, Jurassic Park, they were all original ideas, and concepts. Star Wars was a little bit inspired by other things, but they weren't
still.
based on anything. They were new characters and franchises and stuff.
They were taking risks.
Well, Jaws was
and
a
now so much stuff is based on a book or based on a comic book.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a problem. I was just thinking about that.
No,
It's
you
not
don't.
necess-
Well,
I don't think it's
you don't see a
inherently
ton
a
of
problem. It's just
Right.
It kind of stifles
Like, what was the last
creativity a bit, I think.
Right.
What was the last thing you honestly saw that was that was praised for being original? Like, you just don't really hear about that that often
I
anymore.
don't know, Moonlight.
Everything's
And
always
there
based
are
on it, and that's
plenty
not
of
a bad
original
thing.
movies out there, tons, but they just don't make money.
Right.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
get like,
That's the thing.
You get
have
like
to be
the
based
one
off something.
Academy Award winner that gets a bit of attention, but
Right.
then most original stuff really is kind of swept under
And-
the rug.
Yeah, and it's not bad if you're basing something off of something else either. It's like, as long as you're putting your own twist to it, then it's fine.
Yeah.
And I mean,
think.
I'm definitely, I lean more towards, I don't give a crap about what's in the comics, like just make a
Yeah.
good movie. I
I
don't
agree.
care
I've never
if
read
it's
a single
accurate to the
comic in
source
my life.
material, And when people say like, in my, in a video a few weeks back, I said, they never explain why Harley Quinn is so good at fighting and punching people and acrobatics
Right.
and stuff in the movie, And
I don't
people are
even
like,
know why, and I'm a fan of comics.
well, they explained it in the comics, and it's explained in the comic. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. The movie should be self-contained,
Right.
So,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, I'd
And
agree with
even
that.
like with a lot of thing about adaptations is that a lot of people want pure adaptations of stuff, like straight from the page to the movie. But the thing is,
Right.
like, stuff doesn't translate perfectly, exactly in different mediums, because different mediums have different advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to perfectly adapt a show into a movie, or like a book into a show, or a comic into a movie, or a manga into an anime, or whatever.
Right.
Because everything has their different, very their strengths and weaknesses. Like The Killing Joke, for example.
Mm-hmm.
One of the incredible things about one of the great advantages of comic books is you can read at your own pace. And
Yeah.
in The Killing Joke, the comic that was taken, I watched a video on this a few days ago. This was taken to such great advantage, like the things that line the tables, like when Batman first walks into Arkham Asylum, there's a little note card on it that says like, you don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps, and that little note card that's like on a receptionist table, that's just supposed to be like a little fun, lighthearted thing. If you notice that is basically the entire theme of the book, how Batman is totally insane and stuff. But like, the thing is with the animated movie, they added like 28 minutes of just a nothing storyline to make you care, I guess, about Batgirl. And granted, Batgirl was kind of, objectified in the original Killing Joke, just as kind of like to get a reaction out of Jim Gordon and to make him, kind of insane. But like,
Right.
the original content they added to the Killing Joke movie was just, so bland and uninspired. And and they added it all, a big reason is because the Killing Joke itself isn't enough to make a feature-length film.
Right.
And they wanted to sell it as a feature length. And so, it's just not perfect sometimes. So, for those who want, perfect adaptations all the time, that's not always a good idea. And like Ghost in the Shell,
Maybe just read
as
the
well
comic
is
book.
weird.
If
And
you
it's
want a
also not
perfect
very
adaptation.
Yeah.
Wait, what is?
Maybe just read the comic book if you want a perfect adaptation,
Yeah.
Exactly.
You wanna
There you go.
read the source material. Gotta
Yeah.
read the manga, bro.
Yeah.
Read the manga.
I know there have been a lot of people getting upset. Well, it's actually gotten pretty good reviews, but Ghost in the Shell, like how that used to be an anime,
Right.
and now
Okay,
they're making
the
it into a
thing
movie.
with Ghost in the Shell is a lot
The
of people...
thing with Ghost in the Shell.
They don't get like the whole themes of the show. The whole a lot of the themes of the show revolve around like humanity and being able to transfer consciousness and like what that does to a society. And like the entire title, Ghost in the Shell, ghost is referring to like a person's consciousness, and the body, instead of like having a body, it's just a shell, right? So like, what
Right.
kind of effects does that have on a person? They just made it Scarlett Johansson, Lucy 2.0, whitewashing, whatever. And okay, the thing about the whitewashing in this film, there's actually kind of some a lot of the times I think whitewashing
Some
is blown
argument
out of
for it?
proportion in a lot of scenarios.
Yeah, I agree.
But in this case, it actually does make sense
I
because
think
it's
yeah.
based in
Yeah,
Neo Tokyo, right? Which
I definitely agree.
It's supposed to be based in Japan.
I'd agree with that.
I
definitely.
saw a video recently that was a video where it shows this little girl and she's in a comic book shop and like all the other kids are like reading comic books or whatever, but she's Asian and so she's looking around. And I thought it was kind of preachy, but she's looking around for a comic book that looks like her or whatever, and she sees the Ghost of Michelle one. She's like, "Oh, it's just like me." And then it shows her grown up and she sees the Ghost of Michelle poster with Scarlett Johansson on it, and she's like annoyed and thinks back to her childhood.
There's nothing to get a.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, most of the time whitewashing is just kind of stupid, but I think for this it does make sense because
and also the
it goes along with the
justification.
character.
I didn't see the movie, but I read up on it. And the justification they have.
Yeah.
Does anyone care about Ghost in the Shell here? We'll give a little spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
No, I don't
Spoiler
care.
alert.
I don't
care.
The justification they give to why Scarlett Johansson is white is that that's not her original body, of course, because it's an android thing.
But of course.
The original the
stupid.
character original body. I forgot what her name is. Sarge or something. I've been watching the anime recently. I don't know why I don't know.
So Scarlett Johansson is
Major.
playing an Asian woman in a white woman's body.
Yeah, like the original woman. The character's name is Major, I
stupid.
think, something like that. Major is an Asian woman originally, but then she gets her consciousness switched into, one of these new bodies, and it's just that
Into
it's
a
white
newer
woman.
and better body that's white.
Yeah, basically. So when it actually hinders the story like that,
Yeah.
then it's kind of like
I feel like that's kind of a cop out. Like, I feel like the
Big
only
cop
reason
out,
they got it's just because everyone knows who Scarlett Johansson
Right,
is. If they see her on a movie poster, they're going to be interested. If it was just some random person, they would just be like, "Oh, who cares?" Now this movie is actually getting attention because it's someone people know, and that's probably one of their only reasons they got her. And I think that's stupid. Like I said,
the movie is garbage.
I think ultimately the actor shouldn't be dictated by race. I think it needs to come down to performance and how
Right.
well they do in a certain
Granted,
movie.
Has Scarlett
But-
Johansson been exceptional ever?
I mean,
Well, no,
I mean, she's not bad, but
no.
she's
Is
not
she
bad.
great?
She's kind of marginal. She's kind of
I mean,
No.
yeah,
I liked her in Don John, but
she's good in Avengers, but she's not great in that. She's good in
She's just
We
fine.
Bought a Zoo,
She's fine.
I guess.
And she looks
Yeah.
great.
Bought a Zoo. What?
She was in We Bought a Zoo. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
she's the love interest in that.
What a fantastic film that is as well.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
anyway, on that note, that pretty much sums up everything. That's all
Matt
the
Damon,
important. That's all
Damon.
all the good questions for today that we could fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
to
to
Houston.
run.
Yeah.
Houston, use our we'll get you on the next Mayorsk boat out of here.
We'll get you
Oh,
on
but
that
of course,
shit.
yeah.
You gotta get out.
Yeah, it's leaving
You
soon.
gotta be
I know.
careful.
I
We're
know
not,
you guys.
The government doesn't let us keep people here for more than 2 hours. So
Oh, wow.
We're
might
we're
already be
pushing
in
it.
trouble.
I think
pushing
we're
it.
over the limit.
Uh-oh. We gotta get you out pretty quick.
They're coming. They're coming for us
Uh-oh.
again.
Oh no!
Oh, jeez.
Whoa! Whoa, mama!
Oh, my God.
Wow, Jesus Christ. All right. Thanks for joining us, Houston. Where can the lovely people find you? Everywhere.
They can find me at BlockbustedPod on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. And at HoustonProductions1 on Instagram. Also, you can find me on, VidMe I'm on now. Letterboxd I'm on now. Houston Productions 1. And then, of course, YouTube is my main thing. I've been getting lots of subscribers on there. I won't make a point out of it, but I've been posting about it every day because
Yeah,
it
it's
just
been
goes
crazy,
up
man.
every day.
You got like 5,000 subscribers over the past few days or
Yeah,
something. It's crazy.
it's crazy. So, yeah, Houston Productions 1 on YouTube is where you can find that.
Patreon. Don't you have a Patreon?
Oh yeah, that's Houston Productions 1 as well. It's all pretty uniform except for my Twitter handle, which is BlockbustedPod.
So if you like the movie analysis, you like looking at movies and
You like
being
some insight, if you will.
the insight, go to Houston stuff and listen
Give
to
it a watch.
Blockbusted. Yeah, it's a good time. Thanks for joining us once again, and subscribe to Akash Lego Productions.